play in Salt Lake. Middlebrook with those long red sleeves out of the full windup again, comes home, shattered back, ground ball past the mound. The shortstop Gutierrez to his left throws on the run and gets Ellison, who is out to open the ball game. One down. Now, why not start with a shattered bat? We have seen so many of those this year. I can't ever recall a year where I have seen so many guys break their bats. Not just break them with a little piece of the wood. I'm talking about with a bat getting cut right in half. Ellison is out to open the game. Here is Adam Shabala, who digs in at 305 with 3 homers and 12 runs, batted in. Red Stanley's third base coach and manager tonight for the Fresno Grizzlies. Hitting instructor Steve Decker is the coach at first. So here is Shabala, and Adam looks low outside, ball one. And the count is at a ball and no strikes. Shabala started the other night against Nashville, had a triple, was 1 for 5, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Middlebrook, this is his second appearance against the Grizzlies this year. Got a decision right here back on April 10th, game in which Salt Lake won. The 1-1 on the way, and a breaking ball taken outside by Shabala, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Salt Lake won that night by a score of 5-4. Scoring a run in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Middlebrook to the plate. Shabala swings and drives this one toward left center field. It's going to be in for a base hit, and that's going to be cut off by the left fielder Gibson. Shabala on his way to second base, and he has a stand-up double. Good job by the left fielder Gibson to get to that ball. Otherwise, that goes up the gap, and who knows how far Shabala would have gone. A 1-out double, first hit, first base runner for either team. And that'll bring up third baseman Lance Necro. Fresno nothing. Salt Lake yet to bat. Top of the first for Necro at .333 through his first 6 games with Fresno. A homer and 6 runs batted in. A very productive first homestand in Fresno for Lance this year. Facing Middlebrook, who delivers. And Necro swings, grounds one slowly to the right side. The second baseman Rodriguez throws offline, and Necro is safe. The throw pulled the first baseman thrower off the bag. And everybody is safe. So Shabala goes to third. Necro aboard at first. And the Grizzlies in business here on the top of the first. Charge a throwing error to the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez, who has spent most of this year at Rancho Cucamonga of the California League. A lot of new faces on the Stingers ball club. A direct trickle-down effect because of all the injuries at the major league level with Anaheim. Look at Troy Glass out for the year with a shoulder injury, and Erstad is out. Garrett Anderson is out. Seems like everybody is out up in Anaheim, and they've had to call on numerous Stingers to get up there. So here is Linden, the DH tonight. Switch hitter bats left-handed, and he takes outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Todd Linden, 273, 3 homers and 27 runs batted in. Pinch hit the other night against Nashville. That was on Thursday, and he flied out. Now trying to hit a fly ball deep enough to at least get Shabala home from third. Necro at first base, and Middlebrook to the plate, and Linden takes, and that is low outside for a ball. 2-0 the count. Middlebrook went to Stanford. Was originally in the Padres organization. First professional year, 1997. 9th round pick by the Padres in 96. Grew up in Michigan, not too far from the Detroit area. Runners lead at the corners. Zan Linden swings. This is a fastball for Middlebrook, strike 1. 2-1. It's been a while since Middlebrook has won a game. You have to go back to the first of this month. Beat Tacoma. Has lost his last 2 starts, including one at Oklahoma City. That was 6 nights ago. Went 5 innings, allowed 10 hits and 9 runs in that ball game. 2 balls and a strike. He comes home, and Linden takes a curve, drops it nicely at the knees for a strike. 2-2. A cool night here in Salt Lake. Temperature at the moment in the low 50s, and it's supposed to dip down into the 40s this evening. But at least the conditions are playable, unlike last night. A lot of wind and a lot of rain. Shabala at third, Necro at first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Middlebrook, a high set position, kicks and delivers, and Linden takes low inside, ball 3. 3-2. And we'll see if Necro takes off the first base right here. Lance has yet to attempt a steal in his first week back with the Grizzlies. Or we'll see if Necro tries to go to second base. Maybe Shabala on the front end tries to pull a double steal. That option is open with runners at the corners. Get to see that from the Grizzlies this year. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Necro goes. Linden takes, and that is low. Ball 4. Shabala stays at third. Necro goes to second. Linden to first. And Middlebrook in early trouble tonight. Bases loaded, 1 out. Fresno nothing. Salt Lake yet to bat. Here is the second baseman, Cody Ransom. 309 with 9 homers and 17 runs batted in. Cody came very close in tying that ball game the other night against Nashville in the bottom of the 9th inning. But what a month Cody has had. Really what a last week he had, especially on the Tuesday night game against Nashville with those 2 home runs, one to tie it in the 9th, the other to win in the 11th. And a chance to give the Grizzlies an early lead here with runners at every base. And Ransom takes a fastball low outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. I realize we are only in the first inning, but the Grizzlies might not get another opportunity tonight against Middlebrook. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Ransom swings and misses at an off-speed pitch, 1-1. Ransom this month hitting .313. All 9 of his homers have been in the month. Keep in mind, he joined the Grizzlies in late April when we were in Tucson. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at every base, and Middlebrook to the plate. Ransom takes low outside. Gets stopped by the catcher, Nieves. 2 balls and a strike to count. Ransom with the bases loaded this year is 0 for 2 with 1 RBI. And right now, just trying to get a fly ball deep enough to get a run home. Shabala's at third. Necro at second. Linden at first. Fresno nothing. Salt Lake yet to bat. Top of the first, and Middlebrook right-handed to the plate. Ransom swings and a line drive to second. Caught by Rodriguez. Throw back to first. Double play. Linden doubled off. Outstanding catch by the second baseman, Rodriguez. Line drive, double play goes 4-3. And Middlebrook gets out of trouble in the first. No runs, a hit, an error, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the first from Salt Lake. Fresno nothing. Salt Lake coming up on KAT 103.1, the 1.
Visualize yourself. Actually, just make good decisions. My good decision is eating a Subway low-fat sandwich, Atkins-friendly salad, or Atkins-friendly wrap. There's so many options you could dine there every day and never have the same exact meal twice. The fresh options made right in front of you could do wonders. I'm going to Subway. It's what I eat when I want to eat fresh.
Subway's low-fat sandwiches are regular 6-inch subs without cheese or non-low-fat condiments, such as mayonnaise. Subway. Eat fresh.
Hey, Tony, what are you reading?
It's called His Magazine.
I never heard of it. What's it all about?
You've never heard of His Magazine? Are you kidding me? His Magazine is the hottest new men's magazine to hit the Central Valley. It's got everything a guy could want in a magazine.
Really? Like what?
Well, His Magazine has topics like sports, cars, golf, women, fitness, and there's even a calendar of all the local events that guys are interested in.
Oh, my God, that sounds awesome. Where'd you get it?
Lance, you're not going to believe this. I got it for free.
For free?
That's right, and so can you.
You're telling me I can get His Magazine with all this great stuff in it and it won't cost me a dime?
That's right. All you have to do is go to hismagazineonline.com and they will send you a free copy.
It sounds too good to be true. Hey, can I just have yours?
No way. Just go to hismagazineonline.com and they'll send you a free copy.
All right, I'll go get my own copy and then I'll be the man.
After half an inning tonight from Salt Lake City, Utah, Fresno nothing. And Salt Lake coming up to face the right-hander, Kevin Correa. No wins, 3 losses, an ERA at 4.25. Makes his 8th appearance, all as a starter, coming off a no decision at home against Memphis, in which Fresno ended up winning 7-6 with a run on the bottom of the 9th inning. Correa in that ballgame went 6 innings, allowed 9 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, blocked 1, and struck out 2. Faces Zach Sorensen to lead it off. Left-handed batter, and Correa out of the full windup delivers, and Sorensen takes high ball 1-0. Sorensen, Rodriguez, and Gordon here in the home half of the first. 0-0 from Salt Lake tonight. Correa comes right back, and Sorensen, the former Indian, swings and rips one right up the middle and through into center field, a base hit. Now, Sorensen, who was just acquired in a minor league trade from Cleveland, introduces himself to the Grizzlies with a single, and here's the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. Hey, Grizzlies fans, have you heard? Your neighborhood Subway restaurants have delicious salads. Try the Atkins friendly grilled chicken and baby spinach, or the classic club. And Subway salads are made fresh right in front of you. So head to a greater Fresno area Subway restaurant today. Here's Rodriguez, who made the outstanding catch in the top of the inning, which turned into a double play. And he pushes a bunt up along the first base side. A good one. Grabbed by Correa. Throws from the grass portion of the diamond. Not in time. And everybody is safe. Again, Rodriguez called up from the single-A club in Rancho Cucamonga. Been here for about 10 days, and he has himself a bunt single. So as is often the case, a team that has an opportunity in the top of the inning with the bases loaded, who comes away empty now in trouble in the bottom of the inning. Back-to-back singles for the Stingers. Nobody out, and here's the right fielder, Brian Gordon. Getting 253, 6 homers, 18 runs batted in. Mike Brumley's the third base coach and manager for Salt Lake. And coaching over at first base is hitting instructor Jim Eppert. Now here is Gordon, and he looks high from Correa. 1 ball, no strikes. Correa has 1 start against Salt Lake this year. That was right here on April 10th. In fact, that was a ball game where he faced Middlebrook, so a rematch of that contest tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners at first and second. Gordon takes, so that's up and away, 2-0. Salt Lake glad to be home. And a 2-6 road trip. And overall have dropped 8 out of their last 10. 2 balls, no strikes to count, nobody out. Gordon trying to move the runners up, and he swings and fouls into the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Salt Lake lost 3 of 4 at Oklahoma, then lost 3 of 4 at New Orleans. Grizzlies coming off a good homestand, won 5 of 8. Took 3 of 4 from Memphis, and took 2 of the 4 games against Nashville. And go on the road for 8 starting tonight. 2 balls and a strike. Correa to the plate. Gordon chases a high fastball well out of the strike zone for strike 2. 2-2. Fresno wearing the road gray uniforms. Fresno spelled across the front, black letters, white trim. Salt Lake in the home whites. Stingers spelled across the front in cherry red with navy blue trim. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield around to the left, Correa to the belt. And the right-hander comes home, and Gordon swings and a drive deep down the right field line, and this ball is gone. Just inside the foul pole down the right field line, a 3-run homer for Brian Gordon. It's 3-0 Salt Lake. Now down the right field line here at Franklin Covey Field, it's 315 feet, and it looked like that ball was going to curve foul, but the right field wall is tilted at an angle, and Gordon hooked it into that angle, and that was the right call by first base umpire and crew chief Adam Dowdy. Now here is Alex Pelias, 3-0 Salt Lake, and he takes high 1-0. Now Gordon is 7th homer, RBIs 19, 20, and 21. Elias at the plate, 1 ball, no strikes, and Alex half swing and a miss for a strike, 1-1. 340 with 2 homers and 27 runs batted in. Elias a game-winning hit against the Grizzlies when we were here back in early April to open the season. Ball and a strike, Correa to the plate, Elias a big swing and a foul to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, reminiscent of the game against Nashville, the game against Memphis last week, where the Grizzlies had the bases loaded with 1 out, could not score. Memphis came right back, scored 5 immediately. Salt Lake has come back to score 3 in the bottom of the first. Still nobody out. Pelias swings, grounds on the short. Athas to his left, and he throws across to Santos at first to get Pelias. And that's the first out of the bottom of the first. 3-0 Stingers, and here's the first baseman, Jake Thrower. Trust the Fresno Bee for complete coverage of the Grizzlies. Top local news, entertainment, and advertisements. The Fresno Bee is Central California's leading newspaper. Call 559-441-6233 or 1-800-877-3400 to subscribe today. Here is thrower, 243 on the year. Switch hitter bats left-handed. Correa to the plate. The fastball low and in. Ball 1-1-0. Correa, fourth-round pick by the Giants in 2002 out of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Born and raised, still lives in San Diego. Big league time with the Giants last year and again this year. Delivers, and fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner by thrower. 1 ball, 1 strike. Correa this season got into 2 games with the Giants without a decision. Carrying in at Lunsford for the sign. The right-hander out of a full windup at his 1-1 pitch. Fastball low outside. The thrower. 2 balls and a strike. Salt Lake 19-27, and honestly, I didn't think the Grizzlies at any point this year were going to have more wins than Salt Lake. A team that took 7 of 8 from Fresno at the start of the year. The 2-1 swinging a chopper foul first base side. Thrower breaking his bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But because of all the injuries to the Angels, the Stingers have the likes of Rob Quinlan up there and Adam Riggs, who is up at the big league level right now. Lost so much talent that that depletes the Salt Lake club. And right after the series they took in Fresno, where they had won all 4 games, they ended up going on a losing streak of 5 games, and since then have never really recovered. And it's all about helping out the big club. Anaheim now in trouble, so I think all the injuries are catching up to them. Just got swept at Toronto. Is really considered a lower division club in the American League East. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. 3-0 Stingers. Bottom of the first, and Correa's pitch and a curve is taken in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And they just went out and signed Raul Mondesi, who I think a lot of us thought was giving up baseball this year to take care of personal matters in the Dominican. The Pirates terminated his contract as per his request. And now it looks like he's going to be with Anaheim. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the payoff pitch to thrower. Breaking ball low outside, ball 4. So Correa still struggling here in the first. Has allowed a 3-run homer to Gordon. And now a walk to thrower. And here comes Fresno pitching coach Ross Grimsley. Talk to the right-hander. Grizzlies will get back home June 5th, a week from tonight. And it's going to be the Philly Fanatic. Same Salt Lake Stinger Ball Club will be in Fresno for 4. Game will be at 7:05, and then Sunday it's going to be Fresno Bee Family Day. That game will commence at 6:05. So for $40, a family of 4 gets 4 field level reserve seats, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for $40. Sounds like a pretty good deal. A lot happening on the next homestand. Ross Grimsley with his hands inside his Giants pullover. Back into the third base Fresno dugout. 3-0 Stingers. Here's Wilbur Nieves at 289 with 4 homers and 20 runs batted in. Runner at first base is thrower, and a fastball to Nieves with a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Thinking about all the injuries to Anaheim. Tim Salmon, he's been out with a knee injury. Team that a lot of people thought would go on and at least cruise throughout the regular season. 1 pitch on the way, swinging a chopper down the third base line. That is fair, headed into the Grizzlies bullpen. Kicks into the corner, caroms away from Chabala. Thrower is going to be waved to the plate. Pelias on his way to second. Has an RBI double. It's a 4-run first for Salt Lake. Well, 4-0 Stingers. That ball just fair down the third base side. Will give Nieves a run batted in. That's his 21st. And who hit a home run here on opening night against the Grizzlies. So 4 hits now for Salt Lake. Still only 1 out. Here is the designated hitter, Gary Johnson. Hitting .250 with 2 homers and 13 runs batted in. A chance to get Nieves home from second base. 4-0 Salt Lake. To the belt is Correa, and now he kicks and throws with a fastball. Johnson takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Johnson did not play the other night in New Orleans. He's at second base by Nieves. The 0-1 on the way, and Gary takes strike two on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Third baseman Niekro back of the bag, well off the line. The outfield shallow and around toward left. Johnson sprayed the ball to all fields. No balls, 2 strikes. Nieves from second base, and Gary Johnson takes high ball 1, 1-2. And in fairness to the Angels, they really are playing right now with their AAA club at the big league level with Alfredo Almeida, Quinlan, and Sean Figgins, and Jeff Devannon. Well, Figgins and Devannon have been there all year, but for the most part, guys who have been role players now having to step up and play every day. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball low outside, 2-2. And that's keeping Oakland in the race and Texas in the race. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 1 out. Derek Gibson on deck. 4-0 Stingers. Bottom of the first. Kevin Correa comes home, and Johnson swings and drives this one foul left side. And the count holds at 2-2. Well, this will be the Grizzlies' final regular season trip to Salt Lake this year. Last year they were done here rather early. The first road trip was here, and then just a month into the season they had another road trip to Salt Lake. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch to Johnson, swing and a foul to the backstop. Count holds at 2-2. And next week, Salt Lake comes to Fresno for 4, and after that, that's it. 16 games already in the books between the two as of next weekend. So far, Salt Lake off and running against the Grizzlies this year, 7-1. Now, when you look at the standings, things have gone the other way on the positive side for Fresno, negative side for Salt Lake since mid-April. 2-2 on the way. Johnson looks just off the plate from Correa, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Having a fastball that tops out in the low 90s. Good slider. But struggling here in the first. Nieves a big lead at second base. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Correa from the first base side of the rubber. Kicks and delivers, and Johnson swings and misses at a high fastball. 3-2. Now, apparently it was strike 3. I beg your pardon right there. That was my fault. Strike 3 to Johnson. So 2 out. And here is Derek Gibson, the 8th man to bat here in the inning. The Gibson comes in at 290, 2 homers and 11 runs, batted in. 4-0 Salt Lake. Bottom of the first inning. Nieves at second base, and Gibson swings and rips this one to short. But Athos a step to his right, gobbles it up, and he throws out to Gibson. Not before Salt Lake strikes for 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left. And we've played an inning tonight from Utah, 4-0 Stingers on KAT 103.1. The one for Flying Home with Ronnie Paul.
So last week, Jimmy got his hair colored. Hair color? Jimmy? Isn't that a little,
expensive?
That's what I thought. But Jimmy says Supercuts colors hair now, so it's completely affordable. Well, I was leaning more towards, isn't that kind of like,
risky?
That's what I thought. But Jimmy says Supercuts stylists are trained in hair coloring, so they're not going to mess it up.
Well, that's great information, but I mean, isn't coloring your hair considered somewhat, like,
Permanent? That's what I thought. But Jimmy says Supercuts can do it so it'll last till it grows out, or till it gradually fades out. And he says the ladies love it.
hold the telescope? Ladies love it?
That's what Jimmy says.
Hey, didn't we pass the Supercuts back to the waist?
I think so.
Hair coloring at Supercuts. We know how it is. Supercolor available at select locations.
Time for a change? Try Supercut's new service, Supercolor. Whether it's highlights, tips, or an all-out glazing, Supercolor is a quick, affordable way for both men and women to show their true colors. Call your local Supercuts to see if Supercolor has arrived.
Did you ever play minor league baseball? Have you ever worked for a minor league club, umpired a game, or served as bat boy or girl? If you did or know someone who has, then you're eligible to be a member of the Minor League Baseball Alumni Association. Preserve history. Celebrate the game. Share the dream. Join the Minor League Baseball Alumni Association. Just log on to minorleaguebaseball.com. That's minorleaguebaseball.com for more information.
We go to the top of the second inning from downtown Salt Lake City. It's 4-0 Salt Lake. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The one. 4 runs, 4 hits, and error for the Stingers. No runs, a hit, no errors for Fresno. Tony Torquato, Francisco Santos, and Trey Lunsford face the right-hander Jason Middlebrook, who's got to feel pretty good right now with a 4-run lead to work with. Talk about going from one side to the other in the matter of minutes. Middlebrook was faced with a bases-loaded, one-out situation, got out of trouble on the line drive double play. Now takes the mound with a 4-run lead. Here's Torquato, who swings and grounds one to short. Backhanding it Gutierrez to his right, long throw, but in time gets Torquato. 1 pitch, 1 out. The play by Victor Gutierrez, our first look at him. Just acquired from the Atlantic League, where he played at Atlantic City. 1 down, here's Francisco Santos. 216, no homers and 3 runs batted in. A couple of hits on Thursday night against Nashville. 4-0 Salt Lake. Stingers with a 4-run bottom of the first. The big blow was the 3-run homer by Brian Gordon. And now Middlebrook works out of a full lineup with the right-hander to the plate. And a fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. Third baseman Polias well off the line. Just back to the bag. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball low outside to Santos. Ball and a strike. 345 to left field here at Franklin Covey Field. 420 to straightaway center. And 315 down the right field line. Ball and a strike to count to made it with the Dominican Republic at Santos. Just back with the Grizzlies. The 1-1 from Middlebrook, and he swings as Santos grounds one back to second to his right. Rodriguez, and the second baseman throws offline. And the first baseman thrower can't handle the throw, and Santos is safe. Rodriguez, who committed a throwing error on the top of the first. And we'll see how they rule that one. And they're going to charge him with another error. Bobbled it for a moment, but still, more than likely, would have had time to get Santos at first. So back-to-back innings where Rodriguez, the second baseman, has been charged with a throwing error. Santos at first. Here's Trey Lunsford, 8th man to bat for the Grizzlies tonight. And he takes a strike from Middlebrook on the inside corner, 1-1. 0-1. For Lunsford, 237, 2 homers and 16 runs batted in. Santos at first base is yet to attempt to steal with the Grizzlies this year. Thrower holding him on. It's Middlebrook, a high set position. Kicks and comes home, and Lunsford looks right down the middle at a strike. 1-1. Wind blowing out toward left here at Franklin Covey Field. Ballpark built back in 1994 to accommodate the arrival of this franchise, which moved from Portland. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Infield looking to turn 2. Lunsford takes, low and away, 2-1. Salt Lake's been an affiliate of Anaheim since 2001. For many years, they were the Minnesota Twins from 1994 through 2000. Count is at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Middlebrook to the plate. Lunsford swings and misses at a curve in the dirt for strike 3. 2 down. Santos stays at first base. 4-0 Salt Lake. First strikeout for Middlebrook. And here is the shortstop, Jamie Aptis. 235, 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. Aptis the other night, a big 2-run single in the 6th inning. Also had a single in that ball game in the 8th. Was 2 for 4. Santos at first base and Middlebrook to the plate. Aptis swings and drives one foul left side. No balls and a strike. After you eat the 100% Angus beef $6 burger, you want to be 100% sure you're prepared for anything. So pick up a Van Helsing Collector Mint tins now, available at Carl's Jr. for only 99 cents. Good while supplies last. 0-1 to count. Middlebrook comes home, and Aptis swings, grounds on the short right at Gutierrez, and an easy overhand toss to the second baseman Rodriguez forces Santos 6-4. And the Grizzlies done in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, and error. A man left after an inning and a half. It's 4-0 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. The one for Flying Home with Ronnie Paul.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoBee.com's sports section. Visit FresnoBee.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoBee.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. And while you're on FresnoBee.com, don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoBee.com.
Welcome to Hank's Kitchen, the cooking show for guys. Today, we're going to talk about how to get an Angus beef burger in a fancy restaurant without breaking the bank. Step 1, forget your wallet at home. Hopefully your date will have some cash. If not, move to step 2. Get a rubber bug, a big one. When you finish with dinner, throw that little critter on your plate. Your date will shriek, and the manager will give you your dinner for free. Now, this won't work twice, so the next time, take your honey to Carl's Jr. for the $6 burger. It's now made with the same Angus beef as those fancy places, but instead of $22, it'll only cost around $4.
Introducing the 100% Angus beef $6 burger, starting at around $4 at Carl's Jr. Price and participation may vary.
We go to the bottom of the second inning from Salt Lake City. And a 4-0 lead for the Salt Lake Stingers. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The 1. 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for the Stingers. No runs, hits, and no errors for Fresno. And Victor Gutierrez will lead it off. He'll be followed by the top of the order in Zach Sorensen. And then Javi Rodriguez face Kevin Correa, whose first pitch is high ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Gutierrez, the only man out to bat for the Stingers in the first inning. Stands in, hitting at 286. Correa's 1-0 on the way, and Gutierrez swings and fouls one off right side. No balls in 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Gutierrez been in just 5 games, just signed with the Anaheim organization from the Independent Atlantic League. Correa again out of the windup, and his 1-1 pitch. Gutierrez swings this one high in the air into left field. Pretty well hit, but Torcano has a beat on it, and the left fielder runs it down right in front of the warning track. 1 up, 1 down. And now for the second time tonight, Salt Lake will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Zach Sorensen. He opened the bottom of the first inning with a single to center. And one of the many new faces on this Salt Lake ball club, Sorensen, despite big league time last year, was playing Double-A this year in the Eastern League. He swings and misses at a fastball, no balls and a strike. Sorensen joining the Salt Lake ball club from Double-A Akron. Indians ball club just outside of Cleveland. No balls and a strike. Sorensen takes up and away, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Sorensen is a Salt Lake native. And I see a note that's rather interesting about that. 1 ball, 1 strike, and he takes low inside. 2-1. He is the first Salt Lake native to play for this Salt Lake franchise. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 4-0 Stingers. Bottom of the second. Correa delivers and a fastball up and away. Ball 3. 3-1 now to Sorensen. Now, granted, Utah not really known as a baseball state, but still somewhat surprising. The 10 years that no one ever born in Salt Lake has played for this current regime. 3 balls, 1 strike. Correa delivers. Sorensen swings late at a fastball and misses. 3 balls, 2 strikes. With Javi Rodriguez, the second baseman, waiting on deck. And rather overcast here in Salt Lake and cool. The fans putting on their jackets right now and their sweaters. 3 balls, 2 strikes for the pitch. Sorensen gets a piece of it and fouls on the backstop. 3-2 the count. There had been snow expected, believe it or not, for this area, but apparently any snow that came was last night up in the mountains here. Still covered with snow, despite it being late May. 3-2 on the way. Sorensen swings and pops this one up foul left side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hard to believe that here we are in late May. It's going to be June here on Tuesday. That it is as cold as it is. But then again, it's northern Utah. Don't know what to expect today. 3-2 on the way. Payoff pitch. Sorensen swings and a drive. Left center field headed toward the gap. That's going to get through, and that's going to go all the way to the base of the wall. Sorensen with good speed on his way to second, but he stops there with a double. Sorensen a two-base hit. He's got a single and a double tonight. Salt Lake holding on to a 4-0 lead. And here's the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. Rodriguez hit safely in his first 8 games with Salt Lake when he joined the ball club back on May 18th. He made his AAA debut. So he takes outside from Correa, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez born in Miami, spent all of last year at Rancho Cucamonga, where he hit .262. Played at second base by Sorensen. 4-0 Stingers, and Correa comes home. Rodriguez swings and fouls into the backstop. Count is at a ball and a strike. Double-A for the Anaheim Angels. That's in Little Rock, Arkansas, part of the Texas League. Rancho Cucamonga is in the California League. Cedar Rapids in the Midwest League, and Provo, Utah, just down the road from here in the Pioneer League. Ball and a strike to count, and Rodriguez chases a curve in the dirt and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez went to the University of Miami. 5th-round pick by the Angels back in 2002. Played his college ball at the University of Miami. That's a pretty good baseball school. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch Rodriguez takes, and that's low outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Rodriguez went to a very good baseball school in terms of high school. That was Gulliver Prep, right in Miami. Runner at second is Sorensen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Correa kicks and delivers. Rodriguez swings and misses at a high fastball, and he is out. Second strikeout for Correa, 2 down. 4-0 Salt Lake. And here is the right fielder, Brian Gordon. Miller Lite's half the carbs of Bud Light. Now that's what you call great taste, less filling. Grab a Miller Lite. Good call. Now here is Gordon, a 3-run homer back in the first. Runner at second base is Sorensen. And Correa to the plate. Gordon takes low inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Saw Gordon last year with Tucson, but in the offseason picked up by Anaheim and assigned to Salt Lake. Ball with no strikes to count. Lead at second by Sorensen. Kevin Correa from the first base side of the rubber delivers. Swing, line drive, right field, base hit. Mike Brumley's going to wait Sorensen to the plate, and he will score easily standing up. Another RBI for Gordon, who in just 2 innings tonight already has driven in 4 runs. It's now 5-0 Stingers. Only 2-out hit for Salt Lake. 5-0 Salt Lake. Here's third baseman Alex Polias. He grounded a shortstop back in the first inning. Stingers already with 6 hits just through an inning and 2/3. And now Correa to the plate, and Polias swings and fouls one off right side. No balls and a strike. Polias 1 for 4 the other night in New Orleans. Yesterday, a long day, really, for all clubs involved, as is usually the case in the Pacific Coast League on travel day. 0-1 on the way. Polias swings and a chopper to short, charged by Athos, and he throws out Polias, who grounds out to short for the second time. Salt Lake adds another run on 2 hits. They leave 1 at after 2 from Franklin Covey Field. 5-0 Stingers on KAT 103.1. The 1 for the Sounds of Sinatra with Sid Mark.
Community Medical Centers is proud to give you all a place to bring your creaks, aches, pains, sprains, and groans. The new state-of-the-art Community Sports Center, conveniently located north Fresno, offers 12,000 square feet dedicated to fitness training and the latest outpatient rehabilitation therapies. Ask your doctor about the place that every body needs, the Community Sports Center.
Looking for a great place to celebrate your birthday party or team party? The Wildwood Pool and Spa at Grizzlies Stadium is the place to be. Also great for bachelor parties, businesses, and family functions. The Wildwood Pool and Spa can accommodate any group from 25 to 50 people inside. Your pool admission includes a catered, poolside meal, a unique way to watch the Grizzlies take on the competition, all for the great price of $30 per person. Summer dates are filling fast, so cool off in the Fresno heat by calling 442-1994 to secure a spot today.
Families in Florida know what to do if there's a hurricane. Families in California know what to do if there's an earthquake. Every family in America should know what to do if there's a terrorist attack. Simple things like making an emergency supply kit and a communication plan will help protect you and your family. To find out how, visit ready.gov or call 1-800-BE-READY for a free brochure.
We go to the top of the third tonight, 5-0 Salt Lake. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The one, Salt Lake, 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. Fresno, no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And for the second time tonight, Fresno will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Jason Ellison. He'll be followed by Adam Shabala and Lance Negro. Now, if you're going to be down 5-0, you might as well be down 5-0 early. But Jason Middlebrook, 5-run lead to work with, delivers to Jason Ellison, and he looks at a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. It was a year ago, in early May, that Ellison was called up to the Giants when we were here in Salt Lake. It was 0-1 pitch, fastball low outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Walking down to catch the team van to the ballpark, and I saw Ellison with a big suitcase, and it puzzled me because it wasn't getaway night. 1-1 on the way, and Jason swings and dribbles one slowly to the right side. The second baseman, Rodriguez, far to his left, up with it, and throws out Ellison by a step. A good play right there by Rodriguez, who's already committed a couple of errors tonight, but not right there. Ellison is out, 1 down. Here is the right fielder, Adam Shabala. As I said to Jason, it's not getaway night tonight. What's with the suitcase? He looked at me and said, well, it's getaway night for me. I just got called to the major leagues. I'm going to Atlanta. And Ellison was with the Giants for about a week. And here is Shabala, a left-handed batter who doubled in the first inning. Facing Middlebrook, who delivers, and Adam pushes a bunt up along the third base side that's going to go foul. No balls and a strike. Shabala wearing those long black sleeves underneath that gray shirt tonight, and it is a rather cool evening here. Last inning, there was actually a couple of sprinkles, this weird sky formation right now. The 0-1 on the way. Shabala, 1 hopper to second right at Javier Rodriguez, and he throws out Shabala 2 down. I say that because look at one side of it where it's clear out in the distance, and then a lot of cloud cover right now, and even some fog out in the distance. But this is a beautiful ballpark. We are right in the foot of the Wasatch Mountain Range, which extends all the way throughout the southern portion of the state. Here's Lance Negro, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike to count. Negro reached on a throwing error by Rodriguez, the second baseman, back in the first. Middlebrook working quickly, comes home and swinging a sharp to short. Gutierrez is up with it to his right, a long throw, and a good scoop at first by Thrower. And the Grizzlies go 1-2-3 in the third after 2.5, 5-0 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. The one for the Sounds of Sinatra with Sid Mark.
Do you change your own oil and oil filter? If so, the city and county of Fresno would like to thank the do-it-yourselfer for recycling your used oil and filters. It's important to do the right thing. Did you know that oil never wears out? It only gets dirty. Used oil can be recycled over and over, helping to preserve our resources and environment. Dumping just 1 gallon of used motor oil in the drain or the ground contaminates up to 1 million gallons of water, and it's illegal. Do the right thing. Recycle your used motor oil and oil filters properly. It's easy. Just call 1-800-CLEAN-UP to locate the state-certified collection center near you. That's 1-800-CLEAN-UP, sponsored by the City and County of Fresno, funded by a grant from the California Integrated Waste Management Board.
New for the 2004 season, you can take advantage of renting the Owner's Suite at Grizzly Stadium. With the Owner's Suite, your guests will be treated to an unparalleled hospitality experience, whether building business relationships or just enjoying a summer evening at the ballpark. This suite provides the finest environment with air conditioning, privacy, spacious indoor and outdoor stadium seating, and access to the 600 Club. It's $45 per person with a minimum of 25. Book your event now. Call the Grizzlies at 559-442-1994.
Do you remember your playing days in the minor leagues, or maybe standing behind the plate umpiring a game, or even organizing those wacky promotions on the field in between innings? If you ever had an involvement with minor league baseball or know someone who has, then you're eligible to be a member of the Minor League Baseball Alumni Association. Just log on to minorleaguebaseball.com for more information. Preserve history, celebrate the game, share the dream. Join the Minor League Baseball Alumni Association today.
Time to go to the home half of the third from Salt Lake. It's 5-0 in favor of the Stingers. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT Law 3.1. The one. Jake Thrower, Wilbur Nieves, and Gary Johnson. 5, 6, 7 to face the right-hander and Kevin Correa. Thrower a walk and then scored on the RBI double by Nieves back in the first inning. Next in Correa, who delivers, and a fastball is taken for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. No runs, a hit, no errors for Fresno. Necro, back of the bag, well off the line at third. The outfielder around to the left. And Correa out of the full windup comes home, and a fastball low outside taken by Thrower. Following a strike to count. Thrower many years in the Padres organization and briefly last year in the Expos chain. But now with Anaheim, following a strike, Correa kicks and delivers, and a high fastball swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's like Correa, between innings, went in and took off his long-sleeved undershirt. They're going just with the short sleeves and the bare arms. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He kicks and delivers. The thrower takes high ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thrower, a guy that can really play anywhere for you. First time that I ever recall seeing him at first base. Normally we see him at second, short, or third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 5-0 Salt Lake. We're in the bottom of the third inning, and Correa out of the windup. Again comes home. The thrower takes it inside. Ball 3. 3-2. Tomorrow, despite it being a doubleheader, it'll still be a 2 o'clock first pitch. It'll be about a 25 to 30 minute break in between. 3-2 the count, and Correa, his payoff pitch. Thrower swings at a high drive, right field, way back, and this ball is headed for Provo. Home run, Jake Thrower. And it's 6-0 Salt Lake. Second homer allowed by Correa tonight. Gave up 1 to Gordon in the first inning. For Thrower, that is his first homer of the season. Now, only twice has Correa given up 2 homers in a game this year. Tonight, and then on May 7th at home against Tucson. So here is Will Nieves at RBI double back in the first, and he takes inside ball 1, 1-0. And those have been the only 4 homers that Correa has allowed at AAA this year. And the Stingers making it an early rout tonight, already 6-0 Salt Lake. Ball with no strikes to count. Nieves trying to hit one out, takes a big swing and a miss with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nieves, like Thrower, like Polias, like Middlebrook, all coming over from San Diego. 1 ball, 1 strike. Correa to the plate. Nieves, big swing and a miss to the breaking ball. 1-2 the count. I was talking to Mike Brumley, the Salt Lake manager, before last night. Well, I can't really say last night's game, but during last night. The 1-2 on the way, and a high fastball. Nieves swings and misses. Strike 3. He is out. Third strikeout now for Correa. And here's the designated hitter, Gary Johnson. Anyway, Mike and I were talking about the fact how bad his team has been struggling of late. The Grizzlies, who for the most part have struggled this year. And the records are almost similar, 19 and 27 for Salt Lake and 20 and 28 for Fresno. And these two teams ought to have some pretty good games, but right now it is all Salt Lake, 6-0 here in the bottom of the third. Here's Gary Johnson. And the pitch on the way to Gary. Fastball is a strike called on the outside corner. No balls, one strike. Johnson, we talked a lot about him, the Bay Area product. No balls and a strike. Correa again to the plate. Johnson a chopper toward first. Santos to his right, scoops it up around his knees, and an underhand toss to Correa, the pitcher, covering 2 down. 3-1 on the play at first. It's 6-0 Salt Lake, and here is the left fielder, Derek Gibson. Right-handed batter, ground to shortstop, back in the first inning. Check out Subway's fantastic 706 lineup. Your greater Fresno area Subway restaurants have 7 sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less. Try the delicious honey mustard turkey with cucumber with just 4 grams of fat. See your local Subway restaurant for the tasty details. Kevin Correa to Derek Gibson, and he looks at a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. Gibson was signed out of an independent league after last season. Correa comes home, and Gibson swings and rips one past the third baseman Necro to his left and on in the left field. A base hit. Gibson aboard, now 1 for 2 tonight. 8 hits already for Salt Lake to go along with a 6-0 lead. And here's the shortstop, Victor Gutierrez. Gutierrez coming from Atlantic City. Gibson coming from the team in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Gutierrez flying to left field, back in the second inning. Native of Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic. Spent last year in the Expos organization. He fouls one to the screen from Correa. No balls and a strike. This year in a handful of games with Atlantic City was 10 for 33, which is a 333 clip. No balls, 1 strike to count. Played at first base by Gibson. And Gutierrez swings, drives this one toward the gap in the right center field. That's going to get in there for a base hit. Gibson on his way to third. Gutierrez on his way to second. And the throw is not in time. Gutierrez slides in safely, just beat the throw from Ellison, and the attempted tag by the shortstop, Athos. Gibson the third. Gutierrez has himself a 2-base hit. And this is hard to believe, but only in the bottom of the third inning, all but just 2 stingers in the starting lineup have base hits. Johnson and Pelias are the exceptions. 9 hits now for Salt Lake, and just 2 2/3 innings for Correa. And pitching coach Ross Grimsley back to the mound, where he made a visit in the first inning. Also, with a doubleheader tomorrow, Grizzlies are going to try and ask Correa to eat up as much of this game as possible. Minor league doubleheaders are 7-inning games. So there's the pluses and minuses of doubleheaders. The plus is you get a night off beforehand, or at least in that series, the current series we have here. Friday night, the rain out, and then the doubleheader tomorrow. The bad side is you lose a day, and that can take a toll on the pitching staff. And the Grizzlies have yet to get anybody going in their bullpen right now. Gibson at second, or Gibson at third. Gutierrez at second. Here is Sorensen already up for the 3rd time tonight. The leadoff batter swings and misses at a fastball 0-1. Well, right now, 6-0 this early in the game is not impossible to come back from. But a base hit by Sorensen makes it 8-0, and that might be. Correa will go out to the full windup with runners at second and third, and Sorensen swings and fouls off the very top of the backstop. Left side. No balls, 2 strikes. Sorensen a single and a double tonight in 2 at-bats. He has scored twice. On deck, the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. 6-0 Stingers. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, and Correa to the plate. And Sorensen swings and pops this one up. Shortstop Athos backpedaling on the shallow left, and Jamie is there to put it away. But the Stingers in the 3rd add another run on the homer by Thrower. 3 more hits, 2 left. We go to the 4th at 6-0 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. Go on to the sounds of Sinatra with Sid Martin.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoB.com's sports section. Visit FresnoB.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoB.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. And while you're on FresnoB.com, don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoB.com.
Welcome to Hank's Kitchen, the cooking show for guys. Today's breakfast, leftover pizza. Step 1, open the fridge. Step 2, pull out the pizza box from last week. But try not to knock over that half-empty can of beer. You're going to need that later. Step 3, look at the pizza. Is it shrunken, dehydrated, and curled up like a witch's boot? If so, you might need to use the microwave. Now, sometimes the pizza is beyond resuscitation. To test it, tap it against a table. If it makes this noise, just go to Carl's Jr. instead for a low-carb breakfast bowl. There's eggs, cheese, sausage, ham, bacon, and it's all in a bowl. As for the pizza, have it later with that half-empty beer. Just pretend it's a really big cracker.
The low-carb breakfast bowl with only 5 grams of carbs. New at Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve. Price and participation may vary.
We go to the top of the fourth from Northern Utah tonight. All Salt Lake at 6-0 Stingers. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1, the one. And Todd Linden will lead it off. We'll be followed by Cody Ransom and Tony Torcato, 4-5-6. Here in the top of the fourth. Now, sometimes in a game, the first inning will dictate the entire night, and so far, I realize we still have 6 innings to go, it looks like it could be that way. Linden, who walked in the first, and that was really where the highlight ended tonight for Fresno. Todd takes low inside, ball 1. Linden's walk low to the bases, and then Cody Ransom ripped a shot to second that was caught by Rodriguez, and Linden was doubled off first. And all of a sudden, it went from the bases loaded and 1 out to the end of the inning. Turned into a 4-run first for Salt Lake. Todd swings a grounder to second. Rodriguez to his left, another opportunity, and he throws out Linden. 1 up, 1 down. Rodriguez has been a busy man tonight. He's committed a couple of errors. He has made some very good plays. And he gets Linden 1 down. And here is the second baseman, Cody Ransom. Dr. Robert S. Arnold is the official team dentist of the Fresno Grizzlies. If the Grizzlies can trust Dr. Arnold with their teeth, you can too. It was Cody who lined into the double play in the top of the first. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Salt Lake 6, Fresno nothing. Top of the fourth. And the pitch from Middlebrook is a fastball low outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And again, still early in the ball game, so the Grizzlies can chip away. Don't need to come back with all 6 right now. Middlebrook's 1-0 on the plate, swinging a ground ball back at third. It's knocked down by Polias, but that's all he could do. It looked like it got his left arm, which is the arm that he is wearing his glove on. Ransom has himself a infield hit. 1 on, 1 out. Got to bring up the left fielder, Tony Torcato. Think about Middlebrook. Does have major league experience with the New York Mets and with the San Diego Padres. Torcato a brief stint with the Giants over the past several seasons. 0 for 1 tonight. Ransom good speed at first base. Cody 7 steals. He has not been caught. Middle infield double play depth. Middlebrook to the plate and a fastball low outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Middlebrook spent last year here with the Stingers. It was 2-3 in 9 games. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The right-hander delivers. Torcato swings on a foul ball left side back toward the sound booth here. 1-1. Let me correct that. Last year he was with the Mets. I'm reading his line right here, and the last line on the summary normally is the line from the year before. His current stand is 2-3 with the Stingers. Last year he was with the Mets for 5 games, but primarily was a AAA Norfolk. And the Mets system was 7-1 with the Norfolk Tides. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Hit at first base by Ransom, and Torcato swings and pops this one up. third base side of the diamond. Polias, the third baseman, calling for it, and he makes the catch. A one-handed grab, 2 down. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Francisco Santos. But Middlebrook originally came to the major leagues of San Diego in 2001, and then was sent from the Padres to the Mets. In a trade in July of 2002, and in fact went to the Mets with pitcher Steve Reed in exchange for left-handed pitcher Bobby Jones. That's not the Bobby Jones that all of us know from Fresno, the left-handed Bobby Jones. Here is Santos, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 to count. 6-0 Salt Lake. We're on the top of the fourth. Santos reached on an error. That was back in the second inning. Ransom the runner at first base. No balls, 1 strike to count. Elias back of the bag, well off the line at third. And the 0-1 from Santos. Big swing and a miss and a breaking ball down on the way. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody warming up in either bullpen right now. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Santos made the final out of the ball game the other night against Nashville. The 0-2 on the way, and he chases a slider in the dirt for strike 3, and he is out. Second strikeout for Middlebrook. No runs, a hit, and a man left. And after 3.5 tonight from Salt Lake, 6-0 Stingers on KAAT 103.1, the one.
Folks, the Grizzlies have fun waiting for you at the ballpark this season. Every Monday home game, it's Monday Madness presented by David Sunflower Seeds. For just $12, you get 2 field-level seats, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 bags of David Sunflower Seeds. Offer excludes July 5th. For more information, call the Grizzlies at 559-442-1994. See you at the ballpark.
So last week, Jimmy got his hair colored.
Hair color? Jimmy? Isn't that a little,
expensive?
That's what I thought.
But Jimmy says Supercuts colors hair now, so it's completely affordable.
Well, I was leaning more towards, isn't that kind of like,
risky? That's what I thought. But Jimmy says Supercuts stylists are trained in hair coloring, so they're not going to mess it up.
Well, that's great information, but I mean, isn't coloring your hair considered somewhat like
permanent? That's what I thought. But Jimmy says Supercuts can do it so it'll last till it grows out, or till it gradually fades out. And he says the ladies love it.
Hold the telescope. Ladies love it?
That's what Jimmy says.
Hey, didn't we pass the Supercuts Factory over the waist?
I think so.
Hair coloring at Supercut. We know how it is. Supercolor available at select locations.
Time for a change? Try Supercut's new service, Supercolor. Whether it's highlights, tips, or an all-out glazing, Supercolor is a quick, affordable way for both men and women to show their true colors. Call your local Supercuts to see if Supercolor has arrived.
Salt Lake 6, Fresno nothing. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning tonight from northern Utah. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The one. I want to remind all of you that Floppy Cap Night, presented by the Sierra Vista Mall, will be coming up June 10th. It'll be on our next homestand, the Thursday night, a 7:05 start against Portland. Floppy Hat Night was scheduled for earlier in May, but because of a conflict that night, it was rescheduled for June 10th. So we'll look forward to seeing you all out on June 10th with a floppy cap. Now, Javi Rodriguez will lead it off here in the home half of the fourth inning. 6-0 Salt Lake. Gordon and Polias to follow, and Rodriguez drops the bunt up along the third base side, and he's got another bunt single. Absolutely nothing the Grizzlies could do with that right there. Simply tipped the ball or tipped the bat down, made contact with the ball. Rodriguez had a bunt single in the first, has a bunt single here in the fourth. Already 10 hits for Salt Lake. Well, the Grizzlies now for 4 straight games have given up 10 or more hits. 18 on Tuesday to Nashville, 14 Wednesday, 13 on Thursday. And 10 here already. We're only in the bottom of the fourth. Nobody out. Here's Brian Gordon, who's 2 for 2 tonight. And he takes way up high from Correa. 1 ball, no strikes. Gordon, a 3-run homer in the first. RBI single in the second. Coming into the night, 18 RBIs. Now he's got 22. 1 ball, no strikes to count. And he takes way up high from Correa, ball 2. 2-0. Now with 10 hits tonight, the most he's allowed in a game this year. He allowed 9 in his last start against Memphis and allowed 9 at home to Tucson a couple of starts before that. His 2-0 on the way, and that's outside again on high, 3-0. All 3 pitches in this at-bat to Gordon have been in the same place, high and away. Correa tonight has walked 1. 3 balls, no strikes, and again to the plate. And a fastball, and that's low inside to Gordon, ball 4. And the third time he's been on tonight. 6-0 Stingers. Runners at first and second as Rodriguez goes to second. And here is the third baseman, Alex Polias. Hey, Grizzlies fans, do you change your own oil and oil filter? If so, the city and county of Fresno would like to thank the do-it-yourself for recycling your used oil and filters. Do the right thing. It's easy. Now here's Polias. He's 0 for 2 tonight. And he looks at a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. And now it looks like the Grizzlies are going to get action going in their bullpen. And it's the left-hander. It's like Jason Hockamy. 0-1 on the way. High fastball. Swung on and missed to Polias. 0-2 the count. Tomorrow the Grizzlies made a switch in the pitching rotation. Ryan Jensen will go game 1. Chad Zerbe, who hasn't pitched in about a week, he'll get the call in game 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Polias takes, and that's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And then Adam Pettijohn will go on Monday. So everybody can get pushed back a day. And Chris Beggs scheduled to start in Portland then. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Polias swings and a tap for foul third base side. And the count holds it 1-2. Jake Thrower, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Salt Lake with 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Along with 10 hits tonight and a 6-0 lead. Pacific Coast League schedule now back to intra-conference play. 1-2 on the way to Polias, low inside, 2-2. Up in the last couple of weeks, it has been the PCL version of the interleague play with the 2 different conferences playing against each other. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Correa's pitch. Polias swings and misses at a breaking ball in the dirt for strike 3. And he is out. First strikeout, or first out here in the bottom of the 4th. 4th strikeout now for Correa. And here is Jake Thrower, who has walked and homered tonight. So tonight it's Albuquerque at Memphis, Colorado Springs at Nashville, New Orleans at Omaha, Sacramento at Edmonton, Oklahoma at Iowa, Portland at Tucson, and Tacoma at Las Vegas. The runners at first and second, so on the pitch to Jake Thrower. Fastball taken for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1 the count. In Las Vegas, the team that's been struggling of late. They've dropped 9 of their last 10. It's fallen a half game back of the Grizzlies in last place in the Southern Division of the Pacific Conference. No balls, 1 strike. Correa the thrower and a breaking ball low inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And I think this will be Correa's final inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to count with 1 out. Runner at second base, Rodriguez. The runner at first is Gordon. Good speed on the bases. Outfield plays Thrower around to the left. His home run back in the third went out toward right. 1-1 on the way. It's a fastball taken for a strike on the outside corner. 1-2. And the Wasatch Mountains serving as the backdrop here. This is the site of the old ballpark in Salt Lake, old Dirksen Field. It was torn down and rebuilt into a new facility. 1-2 on the way. Fastball, slow outside, ball 2. 2-2. It built back in 1994. Had a chance this morning to go up to Ogden, which is about 30 to 40 minutes north of Salt Lake. Saw Lindquist Field where the Ogden Raptors play. That's where the Dodgers have their Pioneer League ball club. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Thrower a swing and a drive foul left side. Count holds it 2-2. Man, what a beautiful ballpark that is for rookie ball. A lot of quirks in the wall out there, twists and turns along the fence. They were getting ready for some high school championship games today. But boy, it was cold up there. I felt like it was January. Here we are in late May. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Correa delivers, swing and a pop up foul left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But the rookie leagues will be getting underway in a couple of weeks. For many years, the Brewers had their Pioneer League affiliates. One of their 2 Pioneer League affiliates in Ogden. The other was in Helena. And now the Brewers with just 1 Pioneer League team in Helena. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thrower swings, lifts one in the air down the left field line. And that will sail just over the Grizzlies bullpen out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right here, it's 6-0 Salt Lake. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Doug Greenwald with you at Franklin Covey Field. Guys with a free night off last night. Some elected to see a movie. Now there's a chance to go to dinner at restaurants that normally wouldn't be open, or that normally they wouldn't get to, let's say, which are only open when we're playing in the early to mid-evening. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Tomorrow, depending on what time the second game ends, should have time to go out and have a good dinner here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Correa again to the plate. Thrower swings on a drive foul left side. Trying to get it 2-2. Hotel located right downtown, not too far from the state capitol. Not too far from City Hall. Not too far from the famous Mormon Temple. All within walking distance. So is the Delta Center where the Utah Jazz play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. A thrower swings, and this is a slider from Correa for strike 3. So good at bat, or a good battle right there, but Correa wins the battle. 5 strikeouts now for Kevin, but Salt Lake still up by 6. And here is the catcher, Will Nieves. 5 strikeouts for Correa, match a season high, and it was right here in Salt Lake back on April 10th when he had 5 Ks. Nieves an RBI double back in the first and struck out swinging in the third. Rodriguez at second, Gordon at first. 6-0 Salt Lake. And Kevin Correa at the plate, and Nieves swings in a foul ball right side. No balls and a strike. This ballpark here seats 15,000. Lower deck and an upper deck along with luxury boxes. Grassy berms for seating in both left and right field. And I'd say we'd probably have no more than 3,000 a night. Correa comes back in a fastball. Nieves takes it for a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Because of the cold weather, and there was still an outside chance of some rain this evening. Runners at first and second in the 0-2 pitch, and Nieves swings and misses at a slider for strike 3, and he is out. So Correa comes back, strikes out the side in order after allowing a single and a walk. 6 strikeouts for Correa, no runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the 5th, 6-0 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1, the one for baseball in Utah.
Get ready for another test. Yeah, we know you've had enough tests to last a lifetime. But this one's actually kind of fun. It's the Miller Taste Challenge. Just order a Miller Lite and a Bud Light. Then see them, smell them, and taste them. First, take a look at the color. Miller Lite has a rich golden hue. Now for smell. Don't worry, you don't have to swirl it around like some kind of wine snob. Just take a whiff. You're looking for a nice malty aroma. Finally, the most important part. Take a sip. We don't need to tell you what to look for when it comes to tasting a beer. It ought to taste great, crisp, and never watered down. In other words, Miller Lite. And Miller Lite's got half the carbs of Bud Light and fewer calories. So that's it, the whole test. We think you'll prefer great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite. But don't take our word for it. Try the test and see for yourself. Because at Miller, we believe there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller. Good call. Miller Lite contains 3.2 grams of carbs and 96 calories per 12 ounces. Bud Light contains 6.6 grams and 110 calories. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Looking for a great place to celebrate your birthday party or team party? The Wildwood Pool and Spa at Grizzlies Stadium is the place to be. Also great for bachelor parties, businesses, and family functions. The Wildwood Pool and Spa can accommodate any group from 25 to 50 people in size. Your pool admission includes a catered poolside meal, a unique way to watch the Grizzlies take on the competition, all for the great price of $30 per person. Summer dates are filling fast, so cool off in the Fresno heat by calling 442-1994 to secure a spot today.
Salt Lake has a 6-0 lead as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The 1. It'll be Trey Lunsford, Jamie Apthison in the top of the order for Jason Ellison. 8-9-1 to face the right-hander, Jason Middlebrook. Fans, for all of your cellular needs, visit Jay's Communications, your Central Valley Nextel authorized dealer leader. From Merced to Bakersfield, Jay's Communications will cover all of your wireless business needs. Trey Lunsford, 0 for 1 tonight, struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. Outfield medium depth and straightaway. As Middlebrook out of the full windup delivers, and Lunsford swings fly ball center field. Drifting back for it, Sorensen, and Zach is there to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the visitors' half of the 5th, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Jamie Apthis. Talking about the weather here in Utah, you don't really know what you're going to get, at least in April and May. June, July, and August, and in September it is dry and hot. We're in the desert. Here is Apthis, and he looks low inside. Ball 1, 1-0. But at least 2 years that I have been with the Grizzlies, all of our trips to Salt Lake have been either in April or May. But I have been told that this city does get warm. 1 ball, no strikes. Middlebrook comes home. Apthis swings, chops on the second base on the chance for Rodriguez. And he throws on the run and gets Apthis 2 down. Jamie now 0 for 2 tonight. And now for the 3rd time this evening, Fresno will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Jason Ellison. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded to shortstop, and he is grounded to second base. 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Salt Lake. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Fresno. 4-run first for the Stingers. And they added with a run in the 2nd and the 3rd. Middlebrook comes home to Ellison, and he looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Adam Chabala waits on deck. No balls and a strike to count. Middlebrook out of the full windup comes right back, and Jason made a motion at it and went around, said first base umpire and crew chief Adam Downey. 0-2. Kevin Sweeney calls balls and strikes. Adam Downey, the first base umpire. Greg Chittenden, he is third base umpire. Same crew that we just had for the series at home against Nashville. No balls, 2 strikes to count. 6-0 Stingers. Top of the 5th. So that Ellison's looking forward to going to Portland. Chance to catch up with friends and family up there. 0-2, and he swings and grounds one back up the middle, and just under the glove of the shortstop, Gutierrez, moving to his left and on to the center field, a base hit. And Ellison has his first hit tonight. 3 now for the Grizzlies, but they still trail 6-0. And here is the right fielder, Adam Chabala. Although Jason Ellison and Todd Linden, who are from the Seattle area, but Seattle's only a 2.5-hour drive from Portland. So they'll have a lot of friends and family visit them from Western Washington. Here's Chabala, double to left field back in the 1st inning. 6-0 Stingers, and Middlebrook to the plate. Chabala takes, and that is low outside, but apparently called a strike anyway, 0-1. Jason Hockamy continuing to warm for the Grizzlies, so he will more than likely pitch the bottom of this inning. Kevin Correa, a tough outing here tonight. No balls and a strike. Middlebrook, a high set position right around his face. Jim set, throws the first, and Ellison back safely with a dive. Jason, 14 steals. He's been caught 5 times. Jason, third in the league in steals. The league leader is Wilson Valdez of Albuquerque with 16. Chris Burke of New Orleans with 15 is in second place. No balls and a strike. Ellison at first, and a fastball low inside. Throw back to first. Sails down the right field line. Scatters the Salt Lake bullpen. Ellison rounds second. He is on his way to third as the ball is picked up by the right fielder Gordon and thrown all the way on one hop to the catcher Nieves. To charge a 2-base throwing error to the pitcher Middlebrook. And Ellison at third now with 2 outs. Good thing for Middlebrook that he has 6 runs to play with right there. So Ellison at third base. 6-0 Salt Lake. That ball skipped right under the glove of the thrower, of the first baseman thrower. Count is at 1-1. And Middlebrook comes home, and Shabala swings and fouls one off left side. 1-2. Let me correct that. The throwing error was by the catcher, Nieves. Middlebrook, the pitcher, fired the ball home. Shabala took it for a ball. And then Nieves, the catcher, on the snap throw to first, threw it down the right field line. So the catcher is charged with the errant throw. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Salt Lake now with 3 errors tonight, but they have a 6-0 lead. And Middlebrook's 1-2. And Shabala swings, lifts one high in the air in the right field. Gordon over toward right center is there, and he makes the catch. So the error does not hurt. No runs, a hit, an error, and a man left. We're halfway through this one tonight from Salt Lake. It's 6-0 Stingers on KAAT 103.1. The one for Big Band Weekend with Ronnie Paul.
Make the most of your weekend. Get caught up with the latest local, state, national, and international news by reading Central California's leading newspaper, the Fresno Bee. Not only does the Bee deliver news, it's your best source for sports and entertainment information. The Sunday Bee Classified section is a great place to look for new or used cars, and the Sunday Jobs section is your best source to look for a new career. If you're looking to save money, the Bee is loaded with money-saving ads, inserts, and discount coupons every day. Weekend home delivery is one of life's little luxuries you don't want to miss at a price you can afford. You can receive the Bee Thursday through Sunday for only $8.50 per month. To subscribe, call 441-6233 or 1-800-877-3400.
Hi, I'm Hyder Motivator. Visualize yourself. Actually, just make good decisions. My good decision is eating a Subway low-fat sandwich, Atkins-friendly salad, or Atkins-friendly wrap. There's so many options. You could dine there every day and never have the same exact meal twice. The fresh options made right in front of you could do wonders. I'm going to Subway. It's what I eat when I want to eat fresh.
Subway's low-fat sandwiches are regular 6-inch subs without cheese or non-low-fat condiments, such as mayonnaise. Subway. Eat fresh.
We are halfway through this ball game tonight from Franklin Covey Field in Salt Lake. 6-0 Stingers. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The one. I have a new Fresno pitcher, is left-hander Jason Hockamy. Kevin Correa, his night is through. And a tough one for him. He went 4 innings, allowed 10 hits, 6 runs all earned. He walked 2, struck out 6, gave up a couple of home runs. 1 to Gordon. And 1 to Jake Thrower. So for Hockamy, he's on for the 7th time, all out of the bullpen without a decision. ERA at 6.52. And he will face Gary Johnson to lead it off. He'll be followed by Gary Gibson and Victor Gutierrez. Salt Lake with 4 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. And now Hockamy on the mound. Jason last pitched on Wednesday night against Nashville, the 9-2 loss to the Sounds. He goes out of the full windup in his first pitch to Johnson as a strikeout on the inside corner, 0-1. Hockamy allowed 2 runs in 2 innings in that contest. Johnson 0 for 2 tonight. Eker, the third baseman, well off the line. Hockamy comes home and a fastball low outside to Johnson, ball 1. 1-1. Still plenty of daylight here in Salt Lake on this Saturday evening. The 1-1 on the way. Johnson swings, grounds one to first. Santos bobbled it for a moment, has time to recover in an underhand toss to Hockamy. Gets Johnson, who grounds out to the first baseman with a pitcher covering for the second time tonight. 1 up, 1 down. Here is the left fielder, Derek Gibson. Right-handed batter who was 1 for 2 tonight. Singled to left field his last time up. Take the Miller Genuine Draft Taste Test against Budweiser and see, smell, and taste the difference. At Miller, we believe that there is good enough and better than it has to be. Miller, good call. Hockamy out of the full windup with the left-hander to the plate. Gibson goes around to the breaking ball in the dirt for strike 1. 0-1. Hockamy was not with the Grizzlies when we were here back in early April. Was signed about a month ago. Lives in Tucson, and that's where the Grizzlies were when they signed him. No balls and a strike to count. Hockamy rocks and delivers, and Gibson swings on a chopper to short, charged by Apis. Grabs it around his kneecaps and throws on to Santos at first, and Gibson is the second out here in the home half of the 5th. Salt Lake 6, Fresno nothing. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Victor Gutierrez. He doubled to center field, back in the third inning, right-handed batter. A couple of guys who have both spent time with Atlantic City. Hakami last year, Gutierrez this year, playing for Mitch Williams. Atlantic City manager Gutierrez takes low inside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes to count. That's right to say Mitch Williams, Mitch Wild Thing Williams. 1-0 on the way. Gutierrez swings, grounds on the third, right at Lance Necro. Step to his left, comes up with it, and he throws out Gutierrez. First time tonight. Salt Lake goes in order. We go to the sixth. 6-0 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. The one for Big Band Weekend with Ronnie Paul.
Welcome to Hank's Kitchen, the cooking show for guys. Today's breakfast, leftover pizza. Step 1, open the fridge. Step 2, pull out the pizza box from last week. But try not to knock over that half-empty can of beer. You're going to need that later. Step 3, look at the pizza. Is it shrunken, dehydrated, and curled up like a witch's boot? If so, you might need to use the microwave. Now, sometimes the pizza is beyond resuscitation. To test it, tap it against a table. If it makes this noise, just go to Carl's Jr. instead for a low-carb breakfast bowl. There's eggs, cheese, sausage, ham, bacon, and it's all in a bowl. As for the pizza, have it later with that half-empty beer. Just pretend it's a really big cracker.
The low-carb breakfast bowl with only 5 grams of carbs. New at Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve. Price and participation may vary.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoBee.com's sports section. Visit FresnoBee.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoBee.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. And while you're on FresnoBee.com, don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoBee.com.
On we go to the top of the sixth from Salt Lake tonight. 6-0 Stingers. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The one. 6 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for Salt Lake. No runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Fresno Grizzlies. And Fresno gets home June 5th. Next Saturday night, 7:05 start against Salt Lake. The Philly Fanatic will be in town. I always look forward to seeing him. And the Fanatic is really branched out. Recall at one time it was exclusively Philadelphia, and now there's several Fanatics. So you might have the Philly Fanatic in Philly, and then another Fanatic somewhere else in the country. And we're glad to have him next week. Here's Lance Necro, right-handed batter, and he swings at the first pitch and lifts one high in the air down the right field line toward the Salt Lake bullpen. And there to make the catch is the right fielder, Gordon. Tell you what, all the pitchers down in that bullpen scattered. They're sitting on plastic white lawn chairs, all picked up those lightweight chairs, and somehow in the mix of the mess down there, Gordon was able to make a one-handed grab. Necro retired for the second time tonight. 1 pitch, 1 out, top of the sixth. 6-0 Salt Lake. Here's the designated hitter, Todd Linden. He is 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. Facing Jason Middlebrook, who's been in from the start. He comes home, and Linden swings in a fastball, foul to the backstop. No balls and a strike. Pitching the Grizzlies a chance to catch up last night on some rest. I don't think anybody complained about the postponement of last night's game. It was a travel day for all involved, including the umpires. The 0-1 pitch, Linden swings, lifts this one in the air on the left, right at Derek Gibson, backing up a few steps, and he makes the catch. Quickly 2 down here on the top of the 6th inning, 6-0 Salt Lake. Here's second baseman Cody Ransom. The umpires flew from Fresno to San Francisco, and San Francisco to Salt Lake. And the Grizzlies were able to fly directly from Fresno to Salt Lake. But the umpires were delayed in San Francisco because of the inclement weather here in Salt Lake. A lot of the planes coming into this area were delayed. Here's Cody Ransom, and he takes a high fastball, 1-0. So when we got to the ballpark yesterday, not only was it pouring, but a lot of the Salt Lake players were stranded in Dallas. They were flying in from New Orleans. Ball and no strikes to count. Middlebrook out of the full windup. Delivers. Cody takes low and away. 2-0. Now everybody arrived in time. If we were to have had a game last night, that would not have been a problem. But doesn't mean they weren't tired. Everybody had to travel yesterday. 2 balls, no strikes. Middlebrook comes home. Ransom swings and a drive center field. Pretty well hit. Sorensen goes back on the run. This ball is one hop to the wall. Tony Ransom on his way to second base. And he stops there with a 2-out stand-up double. And that is tonight's Carl's Jr. Big League play of the game. Without us, some guys would starve. Now here is Tony Torquato. He's grounded to shortstop, but has popped to third. Salt Lake 6, Fresno nothing. Visitors half of the 6th. But that's the joys of the Pacific Coast League for you. You have one team that starts this morning in South Louisiana, the other in Central California, and they meet in northern Utah. So here's Tony, and Middlebrook's pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And every, I'd say 6 weeks, sometimes players will say, tonight wouldn't be a bad night for a rainout. And last night was that one night. The 1-0 pitch, fastball low outside to Tony, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. The first rainout or postponement of the year for the Grizzlies, who last year were postponed a couple of times against the Salt Lake Ball Club, including in Fresno. April 21st of last year on a rainy, cool night in the Central Valley, which we don't see too often during baseball season. Mercado a drive foul right side. 2 balls, 1 strike. Francisco Santos, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Grizzlies down 6-0. It's been all Salt Lake from the start tonight with 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Grizzlies trying to get a run right here. Ransom from second base. Torquato takes a curve with a dirt ball 3. 3-1. Salt Lake home for a brief homestand, and they go to Tucson coming up on Tuesday. Grizzlies set up Portland. First time this year that we will see the Beavers, the Padres AAA club. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Ransom from second. And Middlebrook's pitch. Torquato slings, grounds one back up the middle and through into center field, a base hit. Ransom touches third. He is on his way to the plate, and he will score standing up. And it's now 6-1, Salt Lake. So Torquato comes up with a 2-out RBI single. Tony now with 17 runs batted in this year. And that keeps the inning alive for the first baseman, Francisco Santos. He is 0 for 2 this evening. He has reached down an error and has struck out swinging. Grizzlies now with 5 hits. Still with a ways to go tonight if they're going to get back into it. But I'll tell you what, right here, one swing of the bat by Santos would bring the Salt Lake lead to just 3. Santos swings and a fly ball to left field. Gibson drifts back. He'll have room in front of the track, and he puts it away. But the Grizzlies in the 6th get a run on 2 hits. They leave 1. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-1 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. The one for CNN News.
Community Medical Centers is proud to give you all a place to bring your creaks, aches, pains, sprains, and groans. The new state-of-the-art Community Sports Center, conveniently located north Fresno, offers 12,000 square feet dedicated to fitness training and the latest outpatient rehabilitation therapies. Ask your doctor about the place that every body needs, the Community Sports Center.
Hey, Tony, what are you reading?
It's called His Magazine.
I never heard of it. What's it all about?
You've never heard of His Magazine? Are you kidding me? His Magazine is the hottest new men's magazine to hit the Central Valley. It's got everything a guy could want in a magazine.
Really? Like what?
Well, His Magazine has topics like sports, cars, golf, women, fitness, and there's even a calendar of all the local events that guys are interested in.
Oh, my God, that sounds awesome. Where'd you get it?
Lance, you're not going to believe this. I got it for free.
For free?
That's right, and so can you.
You're telling me I can get his magazine with all this freak stuff in it and it won't cost me a dime?
That's right. All you have to do is go to hismagazineonline.com and they will send you a free copy.
It sounds too good to be true. Hey, can I just have yours?
No way. Just go to hismagazineonline.com and they'll send you a free copy.
All right, I'll go get my own copy and then I'll be the man.
Six runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for Salt Lake. A run, 5 hits, no errors for Fresno. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The 1. Salt Lake with 4 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the third. All right, talk to you about the Philly Fanatic coming up next week. We have Floppy Cap Night. That'll be June 10th. Coming up June 11th, it's going to be Car Flag Giveaway Night. And then on June 11th, we're also going to have Cody Ransom bobbleheads all night. A lot happening on the next homestand. It'll be an 8-gamer, 4 with Salt Lake. And then there'll be an off day, and then 4 with Portland. So Sorensen to start it off, top of the order up for Salt Lake. Now for the 4th time. And Zach Sorensen takes low inside from Jason Hockamy. 1 ball, no strikes. Sorensen a single to center in the first and got the 4-run rally started. Double and a run scored in the second. Outfield medium depth and straight away. Hockamy comes home and Sorensen swings and rips one right up the center of the diamond. And through into center field, a base hit. Sorensen is aboard. His 3rd hit tonight. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. Both his hits tonight, Rodriguez that is, are bunt singles toward third. Now a 6-1 lead for the Stingers. The Grizzlies with a run on the top of the inning. Now Rodriguez up for the 4th time, facing Hockamy, and he takes outside 1-0. Rodriguez, I mentioned, up for the 4th time. It's his first time against Hockamy. Jason came in the 5th on in relief of Correa. Kevin allowed 6 runs and 4 innings tonight on 10 hits. Meeker on the lip of the grass at third. Hockamy to the plate. Off-speed pitch swung on and missed. 1-1. Hey, Grizzlies fans, your neighborhood Subway restaurants have delicious salads. Grilled chicken, baby spinach, and they have a classic club. Try one today. Subway salads are made fresh right in front of you. Subway, eat fresh. Following a strike, Rodriguez swings and smashes one foul right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Grizzlies down by 5, and if they don't win this one tonight in regulation, would need just, after this inning, 2 more innings to go, and I think would like to see Hockamy finish this ball game because of the doubleheader tomorrow. 1-2 on the way, now a throw to first. Santos down to the shortstop, Athos, and the throw's offline. They had Sorensen picked off, and Sorensen instead gets the second base. So the Grizzlies guessed right. Hockamy guessed right. Through behind him, it'll be a stolen base for Sorensen. And that is his second since coming from the Indians organization. After Rodriguez holds the ball at 2 strikes. Brian Gordon, the right fielder, waiting on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Hockamy's pitch. Rodriguez swings and a drive in the right field. A base hit. On his way to third is Sorensen. He'll stop there. Up with the ball quickly. Shabala gets it back into the first baseman, Santos, standing between first and the pitcher's mound on the grass portion of the diamond. The runners at first and third, nobody out. And here is Brian Gordon. Rodriguez now with 3 hits. Sorensen with 3 hits tonight. 12 hits in the game for Salt Lake. And here is Gordon, who got all the scoring started tonight. A 3-run homer in the first, an RBI single in the second. 4 RBIs tonight for the native of West Point, New York. Runners at the corners. Hockamy sidestep delivery. Gordon takes inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Gordon was born in West Point. His father, yes, was in the military, worked for the United States Military Academy, based in West Point. 1-0 on the way, and that's a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. But when he was just 2 years old, the family moved to Round Rock, Texas, outside of Austin. And Brian has not been back to West Point since he moved, so he doesn't really know the area at all. 1 ball, 1 strike. Huckabee to the plate. Gordon takes side, 2-1. But says he's heard so many great things about it. What a beautiful setting it is in the fall. Really year-round, but especially in the fall back east. That's where our cadets are trained, just north of New York City. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gordon swings at a fastball, fouls over the backstop, 2-2. Alex Polias, the third baseman, waiting on deck in tomorrow, 1:45 or a 12:45 pregame Pacific time, and then 1 o'clock Pacific time first pitch. 2-2 pitch. Gordon takes, and that is. Apparently he didn't take. He went around on the check swing. Said third base umpire Greg Chittenden. So 1 out. Sorensen holds at third. Rodriguez at first. On the appeal, they checked with Greg Chittenden, who is not standing at third base right now. He is standing on the grass portion of the diamond back of the pitcher's mound, almost in front of the shortstop. But he said he went around. First strikeout for Huckabee. Here's Polias. He's hitless tonight. Huckabee a throw to first, and Rodriguez with good speed back safely standing up. Rodriguez 1 steal. He's been caught twice since joining the Salt Lake Ball Club about 10 days ago. Sorensen at third. Rodriguez at first. 6-1 Salt Lake. Bottom of the 6th. Sidestep delivery to Polias, and Alex looks at a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. Polias, a brief time in the major leagues with the Padres a few years ago. Grew up in San Diego. No balls, 1 strike. Huckabee delivers and a high fastball taken by Polias outside. 1-1. Again, feel free to join us. We're online tonight. Grizz Radio at AOL. Grizz, Grizz Radio at AOL. You can email us or instant message us. Ball and a strike to count with 1 out. Runners at the corners. Huckabee to the plate. Off-speed pitch. Polias swings and misses. 1-2. Had a nice visit tonight with David Artsma's father. Also named David. Came up and introduced himself to me. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Polias takes it in the dirt. 2-2. Man walks into my booth wearing a Giants sweater and a Giants cap and said to me, "Hi, I'm David Artsma." And I looked at him for a second and I said, "You don't look anything like David Artsma." And then he said, "Yeah, I'm David Artsma. David Artsma's dad." And that explained it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Polias swings and chops one at first. Santos up with it. Is going to come to the plate. And the tag. And Sorensen is out with a dive. Good play there by Santos, the first baseman, to the catcher Lunsford, who had to tag out Sorensen right there. Was not a forced play. So he is out 3-2 on the fielder's choice. 2 out. Rodriguez goes to second. And Polias to first base. So 2 down. Now that'll bring up the first baseman, Jake Thrower. I always love to meet the parents and families of the players. David's mother and father here visiting from the Houston area where they live. And I know that they are avid listeners, so good to catch up with Mr. Ardsma. Here's Jake Thrower, a home run back in the 3rd inning. Switch hitter, bats right-handed now against Huckabee, and he looks low inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Thrower struck out swinging his last time up. Rodriguez at second, Polias at first. Rodriguez the faster of the 2 runners. Ball and no strikes to count as Huckabee kicks and delivers to the breaking ball. Low outside, ball 2. 2-0. Catcher Wilbur Nieves waiting on deck. Clear skies right above the field right now, but again, this is a very unusual sky here in Utah. Clear over one part and then cloudy and foggy as you look out toward the mountains. 2 balls, no strikes. A fastball low inside to Thrower, ball 3. 3-0. Wind ever so gently blowing out toward left field tonight. My guess earlier, and I'll still stay with it, Probably about 3,000 actual here tonight. Mentioned that there was the possibility of snow tonight. But that ended when I read the papers this morning, according to the weatherman. 3-0 on the way, and a fastball. That's low outside. Ball 4 to thrower. Rodriguez goes to third. Elias to second. And thrower on for the third time tonight. Action in the Grizzlies bullpen. And here comes manager Fred Stanley. Looks like Leo Estrella warming up. So this could be all for Hockamy. And indeed it is. So we have a pitching change. You're in the bottom of the sixth. Salt Lake has the bases loaded. Salt Lake has a 6-1 lead on KAT 103.1, the one.
So I go to hang out with my friend Jen the other day, and I get stuck in the lobby of her apartment building because Jen's line is busy and I have no one to buzz me in. So there I am between the two glass doors, and I notice, for the first time ever, that there are 2 stacks of Yellow Page directories. Right there in front of the mailboxes is a stack of Yellow Book Yellow Pages and a stack of that other book by the phone company. Yuck. Who wants anything from the phone company? So I started thinking, why are there 2 stacks of Yellow Pages? First I called my friend Kathy and I said, did you know there were 2 kinds of Yellow Pages? And Kathy goes, no, but did you ever see Yellow Book's menus? They've got a ton of restaurants in there. And then I called my mom and I said, did you know there were 2 kinds of Yellow Pages? And my mom goes, no, Candace, but I know Yellow Book has all the businesses I need to redo my home. So I'm thinking, if everyone's so into Yellow Book, how come there are 2 stacks of Yellow Pages? I mean, who needs that other book anyway? Not me.
Smart business owners advertising Yellow Book, not that other book. Call 1-800-YD-YELLOW.
New for the 2004 season, you can take advantage of renting the Owner's Suite at Grizzly Stadium. With the Owner's Suite, your guests will be treated to an unparalleled hospitality experience, whether building business relationships or just enjoying a summer evening at the ballpark. This suite provides the finest environment with air conditioning, privacy, spacious indoor and outdoor stadium seating, and access to the 600 Club. It's $45 per person with a minimum of 25. Book your event now. Call the Grizzlies at 559-442-1994.
Salt Lake 6, Fresno 1. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Salt Lake has the bases loaded and 2 out. And the new Fresno pitcher is Leo Estrella, who last pitched on Wednesday night against Nashville in 2 innings, allowed 2 runs on 3 hits, and struck out 3 in Nashville's 9-2 win. For Estrella, he's on for the 16th time, all out of the bullpen. No wins, 1 loss, and an ERA at 9.15. Now it's 6-1. Again, Fresno still with 3 chances left tonight, certainly within range, but a base hit right here could erase that. And Nieves, who has been known to kill the Grizzlies over the last season and 2, stands in. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Bases loaded, and he takes a strike down the middle from Estrella. No balls and a strike. Leo was not with the club when we were here back in April. Runner at third, Rodriguez. Runner at second, Polias. Runner at first, Thrower. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch from Estrella. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. With the designated hitter, Gary Johnson, waiting on deck. Estrella wearing the long sleeve black shirt underneath his gray jersey tonight. 0-2 the count. Bases loaded. 6-1 Salt Lake. Bottom of the 6th. And Estrella's 0-2, and Nieves swings and misses at a fastball. Strike 3. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and he is out. So are the Stingers. No runs, 2 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the 7th at 6-1. Salt Lake on KAAT 103.1. The one for the Sounds of Sinatra with Sid Martin.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoBee.com's sports section. Visit FresnoBee.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoBee.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. And while you're on FresnoBee.com, don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoBee.com.
Have you ever thought of getting your organization involved with the Fresno Grizzlies? Look no further than the Fresno Grizzlies fundraisers. The purpose of this fundraising program is to allow youth sports and nonprofit organizations the opportunity to raise some additional revenue. Your organization will pick a night in which you sell field-level reserve seats. For example, every $8 seat sold, your group keeps $3. Call the Grizzlies at 559-442-1994.
Hi, I'm Hydrogen Motivator. Visualize yourself. Actually, just make good decisions. My good decision is eating a Subway low-fat sandwich, Atkins-friendly salad, or Atkins-friendly wrap. There's so many options you could dine there every day and never have the same exact meal twice. The fresh options made right in front of you could do wonders. I'm going to Subway. It's what I eat when I want to eat fresh.
Subway's low-fat sandwiches are regular 6-inch subs without cheese or non-low-fat condiments, such as mayonnaise. Subway. Eat fresh.
A 6-1 lead for Salt Lake as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The one. 6 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors for Salt Lake, or on 5 hits and no errors for Fresno. Jason Hockey tonight went an inning and 2/3, allowed 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Let me try that again. An inning and 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. That was his line here this evening. Trey Lunsford, Jamie Athison in the top of the order for Jason Ellison to face Jason Middlebrook, whose first pitch is bunted foul up along third by Lunsford. No balls and a strike. Well, Middlebrook now into his 7th inning tonight. Had an early lead to work with and has made the most of it. Pitched 5 innings in his last start. Like the last time he went even into the 7th inning, you're going to go back to his last win. That was here May 1st. The 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball taken outside by Lunsford. Following a strike to count. And the Giants, one of the hotter teams in baseball right now, won 7 in a row. Have a rare Saturday night home game. Playing Colorado. Following a strike. Lunsford swings and pops this one up out on the shallow right. Out goes Rodriguez. And the second baseman right in front of the right fielder, Gordon, makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down. And here at the shortstop, Jamie Athis. Giants tonight, 0-0, bottom of the 1st inning. Former Grizzly Jerome Williams goes to the Giants against Jeff Becerro. With an amazing comeback last night. Marquise Grissom, a 2-out, 2-run single, tied the game in the bottom of the 9th. Barry Bonds won it with a 2-run homer. Here is Athis, and he looks outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The Giants 3.5 back of first place San Diego. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, Middlebrook delivers a swing and a ground ball to first, right-handed thrower, and he will take it to the bank for the 3 unassisted putout, 2 down. And now for the 4th time tonight, Fresno will go to the top of its order for the center fielder, Jason Ellison. Van Helsing Collector Mints will protect you from monster breath. Van Helsing, Wolfman, Frankenstein, and Dracula Collector Mint 10s only 99 cents. Only at Cardinals Jr. Van Helsing is a trademark and copyright of Universal Studios. Good while supplies last. Ellison a single his last time up, and he drops a bunt up along the third base side of Beauty, and he has himself an infield single. A good bunt right there by Ellison. Third baseman Elias is playing back, and seeing that, Ellison comes up with an infield bunt hit. Now his second hit tonight, and that extends the inning for the right fielder, Adam Chavala. 6-1 Salt Lake. We are in the top of the 7th. Arizona and L.A., that game 0-0, bottom of the 1st. Brandon Webb for the Diamondbacks. Jose Lima now into the rotation, goes for L.A. Team that has struggled mightily over the last couple of weeks. Chavala 1 for 3 tonight, and he takes outside 1-0. Giants have a chance to gain on San Diego tonight because the Brewers beat him tonight 4-3. Wes Obermuller, the winner, beat Dennis Tankersley. Danny Kolb, his 13th save. Ball and no strikes. Ellison at first. Chavala looks at a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Atlanta all over Philadelphia today, 9-3. John Thompson, the winner, beat Vicente Padilla. J.D. Drew is 9th homer. St. Louis beats up on Houston 10-3. Woody Williams beats Wade Miller. Ball and a strike. Ellison a big lead at first. Chavala swings on a high chopper back to Middlebrook. The front of the mound, leaps for it, comes down with it, and throws out. Chavala And the Grizzlies out of the 7th. No runs, a hit, and a man left. Stretch time here in Salt Lake. It's 6-1 Stingers on KAT 103.1. The one for the Sounds of Sinatra with Mr. Sid Mark.
So I go to hang out with my friend Jen the other day, and I get stuck in the lobby of her apartment building because Jen's line is busy and I have no one to buzz me in. So there I am between the two glass doors, and I notice, for the first time ever, that there are 2 stacks of Yellow Page directories. Right there in front of the mailboxes is a stack of Yellow Book Yellow Pages and a stack of that other book by the phone company. Yuck. Who wants anything from the phone company? So I started thinking, why are there 2 stacks of Yellow Pages? First, I called my friend Kathy, and I said, did you know there were 2 kinds of Yellow Pages? And Kathy goes, no, but did you ever see Yellow Book's menus? They've got a ton of restaurants in there. And then I called my mom, and I said, did you know there were 2 kinds of Yellow Pages? And my mom goes, no, Candace, but I know Yellow Book has all the businesses I need to redo my home. So I'm thinking, if everyone's so into Yellow Book, how come there are 2 stacks of Yellow Pages? I mean, who needs that other book anyway? Not me.
Smart business owners advertising Yellow Book, not that other book. Call 1-800-YD-YELLOW.
New for the 2004 season, you can take advantage of renting the Owner's Suite at Grizzly Stadium. With the Owner's Suite, your guests will be treated to an unparalleled hospitality experience, whether building business relationships or just enjoying a summer evening at the ballpark. This suite provides the finest environment with air conditioning, privacy, spacious indoor and outdoor stadium seating, and access to the 600 Club. It's $45 per person with a minimum of 25. Book your event now. Call the Grizzlies at 559-442-1994.
7th inning stretch time from Salt Lake. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 1. Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The 1. 6 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors for the Stingers. A run, 6 hits, no errors for the Grizzlies. Harry Johnson, Derek Gibson, and Victor Gutierrez, bottom third of the order, face the right-hander Leo Estrella. Johnson is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out, and he has grounded out to first base with the pitcher covering twice. Facing Estrella, whose first pitch to Johnson is low inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Talking about the Cardinals who beat up on Houston today, 10-3. Estrella is 1-0 on the way, and Johnson looks outside, 2-0. Cedeno homer today for St. Louis. Albert Pujols homered twice for the Cardinals. He now has 14. 2 balls, no strikes. Swing by Johnson on a tapper, foul first base side. And the count is a 2-1. A lot of battles right now going on the National League Central. Cubs continue to struggle. Boy, how about the doubleheader last night? What an amazing event in Pittsburgh in more ways than one. 2 balls and a strike to count, and Johnson looks outside, 3-1. Rob McCollyak, who became a father early in the day yesterday, the day his firstborn came into this world, hit a grand slam to win game 1 of the doubleheader. In the 9th inning, the 3-1 pitch, Johnson shattered bat, grounded to first. Santos knocks it down. Does he recover in time? No. In fact, his throw sails past the pitcher Estrella, sails all the way past the first base dugout, back of home plate, and Johnson will only get as far as first base. And Santos knocked the ball down, spun around, threw to the pitcher Estrella covering, threw it well past him, stayed in play, fortunately, for the Grizzlies. And for anybody standing in that dugout, there is a fence alongside right in front of the dugout. And the ball caromed off that fence and came all the way around toward the backstop. Lunsford had to hustle and pick it up. And Johnson, I think, had no idea where the ball was. Otherwise, he would have been at second. It will go as an infield hit. But Johnson at first. Here's Derek Gibson. And he looks at a strike at the knee. He's 0-1. So McCollyak gets the game-winning pinch hit grand slam on the 9th. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Game 2 ties the game with a pinch hit home run. And tonight hits a 3-run homer. No balls and a strike. Estrella to the plate, swinging another shattered bat, chopper to short. Athos to Ransom at second for 1. On to Santos at first for 2. Double play. Nicely turned, 6-4-3. Double play, 2 down, nobody on. 6-1 Salt Lake, bottom of the 7th. Here's the shortstop, Victor Gutierrez. So tonight, the Cubs blow another lead. They blew 2 yesterday. Chicago had 4 in the first, but the Pirates able to come back and win 10-7 behind Josh Fogg, Thomas Omitre. Derek Lee homered for the Cubs, as did Aramis Ramirez, and McCoyak his 11th home run. Well, the Pirates hanging right in there with everybody else in the National League Central. Here's Gutierrez, and he takes high, 1-0. Cubs have now lost 5 straight. The Pirates have won 3 in a row. Pittsburgh now 23-22. 1 ball, no strikes. And a breaking ball. Gutierrez, while in front of it, swings and misses 1-1. Cincinnati, another good story this year, beats Montreal today 4-1. Jose Acevedo, the winner, beats Zach Day. Ball and a strike to count. As Estrella comes home, Gutierrez swings, pops this one up. First base side. Santos now moving to his right on the grass portion of the diamond, almost towards second. He makes the catch. And the Stingers are out in the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, and nobody left. We go to the 8th from Salt Lake. It is 6-1 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. The one for the sounds of Sinatra with Sid Mark.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoB.com sports section. Visit FresnoB.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoB.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. And while you're on FresnoB.com, don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoB.com.
Have you ever thought of getting your organization involved with the Fresno Grizzlies? Look no further than the Fresno Grizzlies fundraisers. The purpose of this fundraising program is to allow youth sports and nonprofit organizations the opportunity to raise some additional revenue. Your organization will pick a night in which you sell field-level reserve seats. For example, every $8 seat sold, your group keeps $3. Call the Grizzlies at 559-442-1994.
Hi, I'm Heidi the Motivator. Visualize yourself. Actually, just make good decisions. My good decision is eating a Subway low-fat sandwich, Atkins-friendly salad, or Atkins-friendly wrap. There's so many options. You could dine there every day and never have the same exact meal twice. The fresh options made right in front of you could do wonders. I'm going to Subway. It's what I eat when I want to eat fresh.
Subway's low-fat sandwiches are regular 6-inch subs without cheese or non-low-fat condiments, such as mayonnaise. Subway, eat fresh.
Salt Lake 6, Fresno 1. We have reached the top of the 8th inning tonight from northern Utah. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The 1. 6 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors for Salt Lake. A run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Fresno Grizzlies. Check out Subway's fantastic 7 under 6 lineup. That's right, your greater Fresno area Subway restaurants have 7 sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less. Try the delicious honey mustard turkey with cucumber with just 4 grams of fat. See your local Subway restaurant for the tasty details. Lance Necro, Todd Linden, Cody Ransom to face the right-hander Jason Middlebrook, who delivers, and Necro swings and grounds one foul third base side, 0-1. The Grizzlies running out of chances here tonight. Action in the Salt Lake bullpen. For the first time tonight, they have a right-hander warming up. Let's see who that is at the moment. Middlebrook, 7 innings so far tonight. Matches his season high, which was set back on May 1st right here against Tacoma. It's been the longest outing for any Salt Lake pitcher this year. Middlebrook misses outside, ball 1-1. 3 other Stingers have done it on at least 7 innings, so if he gets 1 out right here, it'll be the longest outing for any Stinger this season. Here's 1-1, and Necro swings, and a ground ball to short. Gutierrez to his right, scoops it up. Long throw when time gets Necro. 1 up, 1 down. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Todd Linden. So yeah, the Brewers at 25-22. The Reds are 29-20, and the Pirates are 23-22. That entire division is above 500. Not at 500, but above 500. So here's the switch hitter, Linden, 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. 6-1 in favor of the Salt Lake Stingers. We are at the top of the 8th. Middlebrook out of the windup. And the pitch on the way. Todd Linden swings this one foul left side, 0-1. 10 innings tonight. Florida beats the Mets 3-2. Mike Lowell, a game-winning homer. Ty Wingington went deep for the Mets. Justin Wayne, the winner for the Marlins, beat former Florida hurler Braden Looper. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Cody Ransom on deck. And Middlebrook to the plate. And Linden swings and it grabs it short right at Gutierrez. And he will fling it across the thrower at first to get Linden 2 down. That'll make second baseman Cody Ransom. American League tonight. Baltimore doubled up Detroit 8-4. Miguel Tejada homered for the Orioles. Cleveland for the second straight night beats the A's 8-6. Oakland has dropped 4 of 5 on their road trip between Boston and Cleveland. Risk, the winner, beat Arthur Rhodes. Cleveland came back with 3 in the bottom of the 8th to win it, so David Risk picks up the W. Here is Cody, and he looks at a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Yankees keep on winning. They've won 6 in a row. They beat Tampa Bay tonight, 5-3 behind Kevin Brown. No balls and a strike, and Ransom takes low inside, 1-1. Ruben Sierra, Bernie Williams, and Enrique Wilson all homer for the Yankees. Toby Hall goes deep for the Devil Rays. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Cody swings and misses at a curve for strike 2, 1-2. Toronto tops Texas 6-2. Winner in that one, Miguel Batista. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Salt Lake 6, Fresno 1. We are in the top of the 8th inning. Middlebrook out of the full windup delivers, and Ransom goes around at a curve in the dirt for strike 3. And he is out, nothing across for the Grizzlies in the 8th. We go to the bottom half. 6-1 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. The one for the sounds of Sinatra with Mr. Sid Martin.
Make the most of your weekend. Get caught up with the latest local, state, national, and international news by reading Central California's leading newspaper, the Fresno Bee. Not only does the Bee deliver news, it's your best source for sports and entertainment information. The Sunday Bee Classified section is a great place to look for new or used cars, and the Sunday Jobs section is your best source to look for a new career. If you're looking to save money, the Bee is loaded with money-saving ads, inserts, and discount coupons every day. Weekend home delivery is one of life's little luxuries you don't want to miss at a price you can afford. You can receive the Bee Thursday through Sunday for only $8.50 per month. To subscribe, call 441-6233 or 1-800-877-3400.
Welcome to Hank's Kitchen, the cooking show for guys. Today, we're going to talk about how to get an Angus beef burger at a fancy restaurant without breaking the bank. Step 1, forget your wallet at home. Hopefully your date will have some cash. If not, move to step 2. Get a rubber bug, a big one. When you finish with dinner, throw that little critter on your plate. Your date will shriek, and the manager will give you your dinner for free. Now, this won't work twice, so the next time, take your honey to Carl's Jr. for the $6 burger. It's now made with the same Angus beef as those fancy places, but instead of $22, it'll only cost around $4.
Introducing the 100% Angus beef $6 burger, starting at around $4 at Carl's Jr. Price and participation may vary.
On to the bottom of the 8th, 6-1 Salt Lake. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The 1. And Zach Sorensen will lead it off. He'll be followed by Javi Rodriguez. And then the top of the order for Brian Gordon. Top of the order up now for the 5th time. And Leo Estrella's first pitch to Zach Sorensen is low inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. It'll be interesting to see if Middlebrook will try and finish this ball game tonight. Sorensen 3 hits this evening, and he looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. And the count is at a ball and a strike. There had been action earlier in the 8th inning in the Salt Lake pen. It's quiet at the moment. Ball and a strike. And Sorensen swings this one high in the air down the left field line on the run Torcano, but it goes foul. And the count is at a ball and 2 strikes. What a couple of weeks it makes for the Giants, who were swept by the Pirates a couple of weeks ago, and it looked like it was going to be a long year at SBC Park. But Dodgers have not been have been cooperating. They went on an 8-game losing streak and really haven't recovered since they snapped it. Ball 2 strikes, and Sorensen looks at another one high and foul left side, 1-2. Padres have been a little bit of a lull. The Giants kept on winning. The Giants have to feel pretty good right now, and as I've said all along, I really feel that they will win that division, even when they were 8 games out and about 10 games under 500. Not a very strong division this year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Estrella comes home. Sorensen swings, rips one to first, and that's caught by Santos right around the shoot out. Francisco was playing well off the line, but made the grab. 1 down. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. He has a 3-hit night. Only stinger in the starting lineup tonight without a hit is Pelias. He is 0 for 4. Rodriguez, a couple of throwing errors, but he really made what turned out to be the play of the game, I think, as he swings and misses 0-1. Grizzlies in the top of the first inning, and the bases loaded with 1 out. And Cody Ransom at the plate in a line drive, which Rodriguez caught and turned it into a double play. No balls and a strike, and he takes a strike on the inside corner. 0-2. And then Salt Lake able to capitalize with a 4-run bottom of the first. It's been all Salt Lake tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. Brian Gordon on deck. Estrella kicks and Leo's pitch. Pierre Rodriguez looks at strike 3 on the inside corner, and he is out. The second strikeout for Estrella. Bottom of the 8th, and here is the right fielder, Brian Gordon. Seattle wins at Boston today, 5-4. Freddie Garcia, the winner, beat Tim Wakefield. Eddie Guardado to save. Raul Ibanez homered for Seattle. Manny Ramirez for the Red Sox. So the Yankees back in first place by a half game. Kansas City beats Minnesota 5-2. Dennis Reyes the winner. And Johan Santana. Now here is Gordon, who swings in a drive towards center, but right at Ellison, and Jason puts it away. And the Stingers are done in the 8th, nothing across. Last chance for Fresno. We go to the top of the 9th. 6-1 Salt Lake on KAT 103.1. The 1.
Community Medical Centers is proud to give you all a place to bring your creaks, aches, pains, sprains, and groans. The new state-of-the-art Community Sports Center, conveniently located north Fresno, offers 12,000 square feet dedicated to fitness training and the latest outpatient rehabilitation therapies. Ask your doctor about the place that every body needs, the Community Sports Center.
Looking for a great place to celebrate your birthday party or team party? The Wildwood Pool and Spa at Grizzlies Stadium is the place to be. Also great for bachelor parties, businesses, and family functions. The Wildwood Pool and Spa can accommodate any group from 25 to 50 people in size. Your pool admission includes a catered, poolside meal, a unique way to watch the Grizzlies take on the competition, all for the great price of $30 per person. Summer dates are filling fast, so cool off in the Fresno heat by calling 442-1994 to secure a spot today.
Hi, I'm Ida Motivator. Visualize yourself. Actually, just make good decisions. My good decision is eating a Subway low-fat sandwich, Atkins-friendly salad, or Atkins-friendly wrap. There's so many options. You could dine there every day and never have the same exact meal twice. The fresh options made right in front of you could do wonders. I'm going to Subway. It's what I eat when I want to eat fresh.
Subway's low-fat sandwiches are regular 6-inch subs without cheese or non-low-fat condiments, such as mayonnaise. Subway, eat fresh.
Your attention, please.
We have reached the top of the 9th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on KAT 103.1. The 1. And the new pitcher for Salt Lake is right-hander Greg Jones. So Jason Middlebrook, an outstanding effort tonight. Went 8 innings, allowed 6 hits, only 1 run, which was earned. Walked 1 and struck out 3. So Jones, who is here on a rehab assignment from Anaheim, pitched here last year in Salt Lake. And now comes on to face Tony Torquato. Jones, a right-handed pitcher, grew up in Florida. Now delivers, and Torquato a drive toward left field, and that is going to land fair just in front of Gibson. And Tony Torquato has himself a leadoff single. And Tony has the only RBI tonight for the Grizzlies. Now is aboard, and here's first baseman Francisco Santos. He is 0 for 3 this evening. Left-handed batter. 6-1 Salt Lake. We're in the top of the ninth inning. And Jones turning in at the catcher Nieves for the sign. Comes set. And now delivers, and a fastball is the strike called on the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Torquato at first base. The first baseman thrower plays behind him, and Santos takes low from Jones, ball 1. And the count is at a ball and a strike to count. Jones has missed the entire season so far with right shoulder tendonitis. Trying to get his arm healthy enough to get back to Anaheim. We all know they've had enough injuries. The 1-1 pitch, Santos made a motion at the ball in the dirt, but did not go around, so third base umpire Greg Chipman. 1 ball, 1 strike. And tomorrow we're on the air with our Miller Lite pregame show at 12:45 Pacific. A doubleheader will take a break, about 25 to 30 minutes between games, and then back for game 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jones to the plate. Santos swings in a high chopper to the right side. The second baseman Rodriguez tracks it down, spins around, throws around, but not in time. He made a 360 to throw that ball to the first baseman thrower, but not in time. So the Grizzlies have the first 2 on here in the top of the ninth inning. 6-1 Salt Lake. Here's the catcher Trey Lunsford. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Anaheim gets back in the win column. They 5-run fourth, and they beat the White Sox 5-1. Aaron Seeley, the winner. Paul Konerko, a home run tonight for the White Sox. Toronto wins at home over Texas 6-2. Miguel Batista, the winner there. Here's Lunsford, and he swings and misses at a fastball from Jones, 0-1. That's in the Yankees, the winner at Tampa Bay, 5-3. Kevin Brown now, 6-1. 4 of his 6 wins have come against the Devil Rays. No balls and a strike. Jones to the plate, and Lunsford looks outside, 1-1. So that is a look at the Major League scoreboard tonight. A couple games still in progress. Right now, the Rockies have a 1-0 lead at San Francisco. They're in the bottom of the second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lunsford takes, and that is low from Jones for ball 2. 2-1. There is action in the Salt Lake bullpen. And it's right-hander Joel Peralta. Peralta, we saw him back in early April. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. And the pitch, Lunsford takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody warming up right now for the Grizzlies. We're down to their last at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Lunsford takes, that's way outside, ball 3. 3-2 now. Torquato at second, Santos at first. And Jones struggling here in the top of the ninth inning. He wears the number 9 on the back of his white home Stingers jersey. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Elias back of the bag, off the line at third. Outfield medium depth straight away. And the payoff pitch, here it is. Lunsford slings, stays alive. Fouls into the backstop. Down holds at 3-2. We're talking about Vicente Padilla today, pitching for the Phillies. 3-2 on the way. Lunsford slings and pops this one up. Out in the shallow right field. We'll see who's going to get this one. It's going to be the second baseman, Rodriguez, who in fair territory with his back toward home plate makes the catch down the right field line. And that is the first down here in the ninth. And will bring up the shortstop, Jamie Athas. Well, after the ball game today, Padilla was placed on the 15-day DL with tendonitis in his right elbow. Padilla, the losing pitcher today, came down with the tendonitis. It was determined right after the ball game. been battling elbow problems throughout the year. So Billy Wagner on the DL, Placido Blanco on the DL, and now Padilla, who is 4 and 5 this year, placed on the disabled list. Not good news for Philadelphia. Here's Athos. He's 0 for 3. Torcato at second. Santos at first. And Greg Jones comes home, and Athos made a motion at it and went around, said third base umpire. Greg Chittenden, no balls and a strike. On deck, the top of the order, and Jason Ellison. Third baseman Polias back of the bag and off the line. The 0-1 on the way. Jamie Athos swings and misses at a curve, 0-2. Now, Jones has to consider himself very fortunate right here because he had Lunsford at 3-2 and really was 1 ball away from loading the bases with nobody out, but got the pop out. Now is ahead of Athos and no balls and 2 strikes. Mercado at second, Santos at first, and Athos swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt for strike 3, and he is out. 2 down. A strikeout for Jones, and now the Grizzlies down to their last out for the center fielder, Jason Ellison. Ellison tonight is 2 for 4. Bunt single in the 7th, single to center in the 5th. And with the Grizzlies down by 5, it's going to take more than Ellison reaching to get the tying run to the plate. Craig Jones to the plate, and Ellison a big swing and a foul ball over the roof here at Franklin Covey Field. 0-1 to count. Paid crowd tonight, 3,939. Seen the Stingers late from the start. They've seen outstanding starting pitching tonight by Jason Middlebrook. Appears to be in very good shape for the win right now. 8 innings, only allowing a run while striking out 3. No balls and a strike. So it's going to take Ellison to get aboard, and then Shabala on deck to get aboard to get the tying run to the plate. That would be Necro. No balls and a strike to count with 2 outs. Mercado at second, Santos at first, and Ellison takes that in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield plays Ellison shallow and around toward left. 1 ball, 1 strike to count with 2 outs. Runners at first and second, then Ellison takes a curve for a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. So now the Grizzlies down to their last strike and a jeopardy of losing 3 in a row. And the mascot of the Stingers, that Big B, standing on top of the Salt Lake first base dugout, urging the loyal who have stayed on this chilly night to the end to clap their hands. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second, and the pitch, and Ellison takes strike 3 on the outside corner, and the ball game is over. And Salt Lake takes game 1 of this 4-game series. Final score tonight, Salt Lake 6, Fresno 1. Back with the final totals in a moment on KAT 103.1, the 1.
Elephant will stand so proud if it sing when it hoot out loud. If you don't believe it's true, come on to the place.
The Chaffee Zoo is wild with magic and adventure. Capture it through the eyes of your children. When you do the zoo, it's fun, it's educational, and it's the Valley's best bargain in family entertainment.
Dr. Sue will tell you that giraffe second march. Camel riding through the zoo while the hippo sings along.
Bring the kids out to the zoo and see what the zoo brings out in them. A fascination with nature, a natural inquisitiveness, and a real sense of fun and adventure. Discover the Chaffee Zoo, the place the Valley's wild about.
Bring your family, come right in. You're always welcome here, my friend. Every word I say is true.
Do the Chaffee Zoo in Fresno, 1 block east of 99 on Olive Avenue.
Come on, let's do the zoo.
A message from the Fresno Advertising Federation.
Fresno Grizzlies baseball was sponsored by Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. The Fresno Bee since 1922, the Central Valley's leading newspaper. Subway, eat fresh. Community Medical Center. Carl's Jr., Yellow Book USA, His Magazine, Supercuts, Human Services System, and County of Fresno Used Oil. Now stay tuned. The Fresno Bee post-game show is coming up next. It's now time for the Fresno Bee post-game show. Since 1922, the Fresno Bee has been Central California's leading newspaper. Now for the recap of the game, here's Doug Greenwald.
Final score tonight, Salt Lake 6, Fresno 1. Here are the final totals for the Salt Lake Stingers. 6 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors, 9 left. Fresno a run, 8 hits, no errors, 9 left. Jason Middlebrook, an outstanding job tonight. The winning pitcher, he goes to 3-3. The loss to Kevin Correa, he falls to 0-4. Time of the ball game, just 2 hours and 23 minutes. Played in front of a paid crowd of 3,939. Stay tuned. The Fresno Bee postgame show comes up next.
Make the most of your weekend. Get caught up with the latest local, state, national, and international news by reading Central California's leading newspaper, the Fresno Bee. Not only does the Bee deliver news, it's your best source for sports and entertainment information. The Sunday Bee Classified section is a great place to look for new or used cars, and the Sunday Jobs section is your best source to look for a new career. If you're looking to save money, the Bee is loaded with money-saving ads, inserts, and discount coupons every day. Weekend home delivery is one of life's little luxuries you don't want to miss at a price you can afford. You can receive the Bee Thursday through Sunday for only $8.50 per month. To subscribe, call 441-6233 or 1-800-877-3400.
So I go to hang out with my friend Jen the other day, and I get stuck in the lobby of her apartment building because Jen's line is busy and I have no one to buzz me in. So there I am between the 2 glass doors, and I notice, for the first time ever, that there are 2 stacks of Yellow Page directories. Right there in front of the mailboxes is a stack of Yellow Book Yellow Pages and a stack of that other book by the phone company. Yuck! Who wants anything from the phone company? So I started thinking, why are there 2 stacks of Yellow Pages? First, I called my friend Kathy, and I said, did you know there were 2 kinds of Yellow Pages? And Kathy goes, no, but did you ever see Yellow Book's menus? They've got a ton of restaurants in there. And then I called my mom, and I said, did you know there were 2 kinds of Yellow Pages? And my mom goes, no, Candace, but I know Yellow Book has all the businesses I need to redo my home. So I'm thinking, if everyone's so into Yellow Book, how come there are 2 stacks of Yellow Pages? I mean, who needs that other book anyway? Not me.
Smart business owners advertising Yellow Book, not that other book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Well, after a rainout last night, the Fresno Grizzlies and Salt Lake Stingers came back refreshed this evening, but Salt Lake was looked like the more refreshed of the two as we welcome you to the Fresno Bee postgame show. Well, it started out well for the Fresno Grizzlies, who had the bases loaded with 1 out in the first inning, and Cody Ransom, one of their hottest hitters of late, at the plate. And Cody ripped the shot to the second baseman, Javier Rodriguez, but Rodriguez caught it, and they threw back to first, and Todd Linden was doubled off. And that was really all she wrote for the Grizzlies tonight, because Salt Lake came back with 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning, 3 of them on a home run by Brian Gordon, the other on an RBI single for catcher Wilbert Nieves. That was really all the scoring tonight that Salt Lake needed for pitcher Jason Middlebrook, who was outstanding. He pitched a season-high 8 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 run, which was earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Salt Lake added another run on the second. Again, it was Gordon, an RBI single to center, and another run on the third on a home run by first baseman Jake Thrower, his first of the year. Kevin Correa struggled tonight. He only went 4 innings. He allowed 10 hits and 6 runs, all earned, did strike out 6, but was not enough tonight. Fresno's only run tonight came in the 7th inning. Checked at the 6th inning on an RBI single by Tony Torcato, one of his 2 hits tonight. But that was all she wrote. Salt Lake, from start to finish, good early hitting, good pitching tonight, wins it by a score of 6-1. Now it's time to look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We will start in the National League. The San Francisco Giants, who have won 7 straight, hosting Colorado tonight. And right now, that ball game is 1-1. Going to the bottom of the third, Jerome Williams for the Giants, Jeff Vicero for the Rockies. Arizona at Los Angeles, that game 0-0, bottom of the third from Dodger Stadium. Pittsburgh beat the Cubs tonight, 10-7. Another homer for the new father, Rob McCoyak. Cincinnati wins at Montreal 4-1. Adam Dunn a home run for the Reds. Milwaukee continues to play well early, 4-3, beats the Padres. Wes Obermuller the winner. Florida on a walk-off homer by Mike Lowell in the bottom of the 10th beats the Mets 3-2. It was St. Louis beating up on Houston at Minute Maid Park 10-3. Alberto Pujols homer twice for the Cardinals. Atlanta all over Philadelphia 9-3. They scored 4 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. J.D. Drew homered for the Braves. American League tonight, Cleveland with a 3-run 8th comes back, beats Oakland by a score of 8-6. The A's in that game blew a 6-2 lead. David Risk, the winner for the Indians, 1-2, beat Arthur Rhodes 1-2, and Jimenez, the save for Cleveland. That is Jose Jimenez. So Oakland has now dropped 4-5 on their road trip to the east, 2-3 at Boston so far, the first two in Cleveland. Other games in the American League, Baltimore wins at Detroit 8-4. Former Athletic Miguel Tejada a home run. Anaheim snaps a 4-game losing streak. They win at the White Sox 5-1. A 5-run fourth makes a winner out of Aaron Seeley. Kansas City at home beats Minnesota 5-2. Matt Stairs homers for the Royals. Seattle wins at Boston 5-4. Raul Ibanez homers for the Mariners. Manny Ramirez for the Red Sox. Other scores, Toronto wins at home over Texas 6-2. Miguel Batista the winner there. The Yankees beat the Devil Rays 5-3. 6-8 wins for the Yanks. Ruben Sierra, Bernie Williams, and Enrique Wilson homer for New York. Toby Hall goes deep for Tampa Bay. Right here, it was Salt Lake 6 and Fresno 1. When we get back, we'll set the scene for tomorrow's doubleheader. We'll do it in a moment on KAAT 103.1. Go on.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, stay up to date and follow the latest about your team with FresnoB.com sports section. Visit FresnoB.com for a complete team schedule, roster, and photos of your favorite Grizzlies players. FresnoB.com, your home for all the Grizzlies news and scores. And while you're on FresnoB.com, don't forget to sign up for our free email news bulletin and get updates on breaking news during the day. Have the top local and national news, sports, and business headlines delivered to your inbox twice a day. Stay in the know with FresnoB.com.
New for the 2004 season, you can take advantage of renting the Owner's Suite at Grizzly Stadium. With the Owner's Suite, your guests will be treated to an unparalleled hospitality experience, whether building business relationships or just enjoying a summer evening at the ballpark. This suite provides the finest environment with air conditioning, privacy, spacious indoor and outdoor stadium seating, and access to the 600 Club. It's $45 per person with a minimum of $25. Book your event now. Call the Grizzlies at 559-442-1994.
Final score again tonight, Salt Lake 6 and Fresno 1. And now it's time to set the scene for tomorrow. It'll be Game 2 and Game 3 of this 4-game series. A doubleheader. It will start. We'll be on the air with a Miller Lite pregame show at 12:45 Pacific time, and a 1:05 or 1 o'clock Pacific time first pitch. So again, 12:45 for the Miller Lite pregame, 1 o'clock Pacific time first pitch. Game 1 of the doubleheader. It'll be for the Fresno Grizzlies right-hander Ryan Jensen against Salt Lake right-hander Brandon Emanuel. Game 2, left-hander Chad Zerbe goes for the Grizzlies against right-hander Chris Buchek. As always, I want to thank our board op tonight, Ronnie Paul, an outstanding job. Ronnie's got a big day tomorrow, working a couple of 7-inning games, by the way. And then I want to thank everybody at KAT 103.1, The One, everybody at the Fresno Grizzlies front office, and BroadcastSponsors.com for making this broadcast and webcast possible. Final score again tonight, it was Salt Lake 6, Fresno 1. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Fresno Bee Post Game Show. Join us next time for another exciting edition of Fresno Grizzlies Pacific Coast League Baseball.